What is going on? Welcome back. Welcome back. What's going on? What's going on? The Prestige family, welcome back. If you can hear me loud and clear, please do let me know as soon as you can. Please let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. We've got another fantastic session today. Okay, we got a good one coming up today. All right. Yes, we sound good. Now. Let me know if you can hear me on your end loud and clear. Okay. Today's Friday. Welcome back. The 9th of September. We're back here as usual. Shout out to Durrell. I see. What's going on, Durrell? Good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. All right. So let's get to it. We've got a very important topic to cover. Not just one, as usual. We got a few to cover. As you're coming in, do me a favor. Okay, there's only one simple favor I need you to do for me as you're coming in. Just do me a favor. Just hit the like, share, and subscribe. Hit the like button at least. Okay, that's the bare minimum. Okay, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Oh, by the way, if you're watching me on Facebook, shout out to you. Do me a favor. Hit the share button. Make sure you're sharing on Facebook. If you're watching me on Facebook, make sure you're sharing, because Facebook organic is pretty much dead unless you're sharing, of course. All right, so how's everyone doing? Happy weekend. Lady Navor, happy weekend to you. Hit that like, share button right now. Let's get to it. We've got a few things to cover today. Okay, let me just put this up. All right. How was your week? If you're still here right now, it's a blessing. We're literally at the end, towards the end of the year, and did you realize that many people would not make it to 2023? Do you realize that we know that that's a fact already? All right, so please do me a favor. Hit the like button as you're coming in, okay? Edify, and let everybody know that this is the only place on the internet where we're hanging out that really matters right now. And we're going to do some damages to YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, by the way. So we're going to do that today. And shout out to everyone for stopping by. Oh, by the way, shout out to all the replay gang. Anyone that's watching replay, please always make sure that you let me know that you came to the replay. Okay, as a matter of fact, I want to do something. I want to continue to highlight those that come to the replay, because our culture from day one here is that this is basically our taping session. Okay, but there's nothing like live. Obviously there's nothing like live. So shout out to all you're here hanging out with me. Brother Patrick, good to see you, Brother Patrick. I'm going to drop the link in a little bit just in case you want to come up. Okay. Thank you, sir. All right. Thank you, Lady Navarre. Thank you. I appreciate your support always. Thank you so much. I see that. All right. So today we're talking about Pastor Ayo ORITSEJAFOR. Oh, just hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. So when I have these things on, I tend to hear everything that's going on in the building, but I have to take it off a little bit just to make sure there's no noise that's bothering our live stream. So I appreciate you. Now, today we're talking about Pastor Ayo ORITSEJAFOR. Okay? We're talking about this man of God, MOG. That's what we're talking about today. And there's a little story here that broke out a few days ago. Funny enough, I covered him and a few other pastors at the last time we did a session, which was Wednesday. Okay. Oh, by the way, we do have a schedule now. We're definitely here on Tuesdays. We're here on Wednesdays. We're here on Fridays. And we're here on Saturdays occasionally. Not every Saturday, but we're here on Saturdays occasionally. All right. Okay. Awesome. So just wanted to let you know that really quickly. Now we're talking about Pastor Ayo ORITSEJAFOR. I think I should Is one of the biggest pastors in Nigeria. His position actually, I think, I forgot exactly. He's holding a high position in the CAN, which is the Christian Association of Nigeria, the biggest body recognized by the government of Christians in Nigeria. And the news broke out some, like literally late night 2 days ago after the session, that the rumor was that his 25 years marriage is hitting the rocks. All right, so now obviously when those rumors start spreading on social media like that, they're not always the truth. Just hold on 1 second for me. All right, so you, ladies and gentlemen, did not hear me up till now, correct? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me right now? Yes, yes. Hey, D Love, can you hear me now? I'm back. I'm back. Somebody let me know I'm back. If you can hear me, let me know if I'm back. We've got a fantastic session today. The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. All right. Shout out to you all. Thank you so much. D-Love said I only hear music. Everybody else only hear the music as well. That part will be edited out later, but thank God you're here live with me. Do me a favor. Hit the like right now. Share and subscribe, okay? Share and subscribe. We do have some work to do. All right. But sorry about that. I did say, hold on one second. I was trying something out, and then, poof. Technicalities, but yeah, we're back now. All right. So we're talking about Ayo ORITSEJAFOR. Let me show you probably a bigger picture of Ayo ORITSEJAFOR. All right, because I like to illustrate and show you full screen of what we're talking about, just so you can put some picture, especially for my American friends. Those of you that next year, by God's grace, this time we're going to Nigeria together to go and do Dirty December. Who wants to go to Dirty December next year? You have to plan 1 year ahead of time, right? Anyway, that's Ayo ORITSEJAFOR. Yes, this is the Ayo ORITSEJAFOR. Let me see how old is he. He should be probably around 70 or so. He's let's see, does he have an age anywhere? Probably 70, 75-ish, But yes, the news broke out that he was 25 years marriage is breaking apart. But some gentlemen, I call everybody gentlemen, because this guy, the way he conducted himself online today, the way he conducted himself online today, it wasn't gentlemanish. But we're gonna let that pass. But I'm still gonna use him as a prop today. Let's see. Okay, that's Pastor Ayo ORITSEJAFOR. From all indications, it seems like he's a politician too, because okay, it's called the ex-CAN. He used to be the president of CAN. That's Christian Association of Nigeria, right? But these people are they're all involved in politics one way or the other, especially. And I think that's smart. If you remember a segment we did on the last show, I said all Christians should be involved in the processes. Baba Adeboye, I agree with him, because if you don't, then we got a problem. But today, this young man right here, it's not really young, he's 40. He really should not be acting the way he's acting online at the age of 40. But, social media is a drug. It's a hell of a drug. It's getting people's head these days. And in the same breath of them accusing social media, they're actually under the spell of social media, right? It came out today to basically say, hey, I am the brother of Pastor Elaine ORITSEJAFOR, who is the wife, And the rumors were she had been cheating on her husband for all of these years. She said, who was that didn't conduct himself well? This guy, Falegon, Yemi or something like that, Falegon. He claims to be the younger brother to Pastor Elaine ORITSEJAFOR, but he debunked the rumors. He's a family member. He claims to be a family member. I don't know if that's true or not. But if he's a family member, we're just gonna have to believe him. I'll share some of that video with you in a second as well. But the way he was conducting himself, I will play that for you as well. If you're not familiar with this guy was involved in all kind of drama online with actress Nkechi Blessing some few months ago. They were dragging each other like little kids, He claims that Akpata smells and she doesn't wear Akpata or some stuff like that, some crazy stuff. But this guy right here, so he's the one now that comes out of the ORITSEJAFOR family to come out debunk rumors, But again, I keep telling men around the world how you conduct yourself, your social skills, your emotional intelligence skills is going to be questioned all the time. It will make us question your credibility. It will make, not me, but the public in general, especially women, will question your credibility. You might be able to attract a lot of women, you won't be able to retain them. So, but anyway, what does this have to do with Pastor ORITSEJAFOR? Well, at this point, the rumor is debunked. Every marriages, yes, go through ups and downs. Maybe there was some kind of argument that leaked. But one thing I know is that where there's smoke, there's fire. But that's ORITSEJAFOR right there. That's him. Okay, he's well respected in Nigeria. He's had one scandal or the other, but overall I think he maintains. But what is really going on is that the wife is studying in the UK, some doctorate or something like that. So obviously she'll be away from the family. Then also the children go to school in the UK, and so I think majority of these big pastors have something like that going on, or the big politicians, their kids, their wives are overseas half the time, because they can afford it. The kids especially go to school overseas because they can afford it, right? So there's nothing new in that anyone will use that to create a rumor. So in my opinion, where there's smoke, there's fire. We don't know if anything is true, but I'm just gonna play some of this guy's video for you, and then we'll take it from there. Oh, that fool. Yeah, I do think he acts like a fool online, right? So, hey, D'Souza, shout out to everyone that's here, by the way. Shout out to D-Love, shout out to you. If you stuck around all the way through my muted session, shout out to you. Let me put my manners together, button up, and Jesus Christ, what's going on here? All right? Sorry about that. All right. So let's get into this. I got a few videos that I'm gonna play. Shout out to Daddy Freeze for securing this interview with this young man who is acting like a fool. It's not a young man, he's 40 plus. 40 plus at some point, 40 plus, you gotta act right, in public. But again, this time and age, social media is basically a drug for everyone, so awesome. So let's do this. I'm gonna play a couple of videos, and then I got a few stories to cover. I got the story Pastor ORITSEJAFOR. I got we're gonna cover a little bit about Zainab Balogun, actress, TV personality. We're also going to talk about D'banj. I have a little bit of an update on D'banj's arrest. We're going to talk about Safari and Erica Mena of the Love and Hip Hop franchise. Okay, we're going to talk about Trevor Noah. We're going to talk about UK single mothers. When I don't collect woto. So let's get into that. Let's just go straight through this video, and then we'll take it from there. Shout out to Daddy Freeze again for this material. We're using this completely, absolutely within the fair use guidelines. Okay. Let's see. She is a fool at 40 is a fool forever. I don't know if I can argue with that. I don't know if I can argue with that at all. I'm all 40. It's been a long time since you were born. If you don't figure some things out, I don't know. But let's play this Daddy Freeze video, and then we'll take it from there.
He was on one very select. This one
So this video is basically him debunking the rumors and a few of the other rumors. You will hear it. I'll pause and play until we get through.
Just asked you was on one very select hidden blog somewhere. Most of the blogs say that Pastor Helen has a lover in the UK for the last 10 years.
But she only started her PhD 3 years ago. So what are they talking about?
You know why I'm asking you these questions? Because they all need to be.
All right, so that's one of the first rumors. She's had a lover in the past 10 years, and the way, again, we don't know what we don't know, right? Anyone can have a lover in the past 20 years, whatever, An affair, extramarital affair, that happens all the time. It is what it is, It's wrong. I think we all know that, right? But it's always deeper than that, right? But I'm more, just look at the way this guy is debunking the rumor. Like if you were to be a spokesperson for the family, and they say this person have a lover for the past 10 years. And imagine if the person that's going to defend you, that's going to be your public spokesperson, right? And this is what they had to say. Watch.
10 years.
But she only started her PhD 3 years ago.
Okay, let me repeat that.
Most of the blogs say that Pastor Helen has a lover in the UK for the last 10 years.
But she only started her PhD 3 years ago.
Right? But she only started her PhD 3 years ago. Is that the only thing that people go to London to go and do? Right? Okay. Let's just say the rumor is debunked. Nobody ever believed Nigerian bloggers anyway, unless there's solid hard rock evidence, right? Who's going, like, not me. I've always told my wife a long time ago, there's nothing that comes out of bloggers, Niger bloggers, that can't be made up. People are hungry. They will do anything to eat for a little clout, for a few clicks here and there, right? Now, today I want to use this. Of course, I use the celebrities and these big guys to, to put up and push out some lessons, right? The topic is divorce, not your mate, right? Divorce is no respecter of no one. Just have that at the back of your mind as we're going through this, right? It doesn't matter, right? Because again, you're always dealing with another human being, right? If they turn around and say, hey, I don't want to do anymore, kiloveshi, what you want to do, right? And usually all the people that it happens to is they never experience it, right? So you can't say, hey, I trust. Like, you can trust. You should trust. You should intentionally and deliberately trust your spouse. Absolutely. While you continue to put in the work to make sure that, that they're comfortable in that situation with you, right? But the ultimate that we all know is that nothing is guaranteed in life. Gentlemen, you should know that. Nothing is guaranteed in life, right? Especially you gentlemen should know that, right? Okay, so, but she only started PhD last 3 years. Say, is that the only time that she's been going to London? Is that... Now, let me ask you that you're watching me right now. Would you want this person to come and defend you in public if your life depended on it? Terrible defense.
So what are they talking about?
You know why I'm asking you this?
And then you say, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? You raise up your hand, you say, I want to defend my family. You came on this guy's platform and you still can't express yourself in a professional manner, in a way that you can communicate and actually make a point. The bloggers, they said this. They said she's had a lover for the past 10 years. Okay, the bloggers, that's what they said. Do they have any evidence? Are they showing any kind of evidence? Oh, okay. Well, that's not true. But if they have some kind of evidence, we can address it from that standpoint. At least maintain your cool when you are... Okay, at this point they say, I'm policing how people talk. Yes, gentlemen, I have to start policing how you talk because it's not working out. It's something is off. Something ridiculous is going on, and we must continue to address it until we get it right. Until a good number of us, okay, we just need a few that will spread, can know how to talk in public, okay? What are they talking about? And then he continues. Let's keep going.
Questions. Because they all need to be debunked. I also do not believe. Honestly, I may be wrong, or I don't know your stuff from anywhere, but I don't believe someone might.
All right. So Daddy Freeze right now is playing the game, he's playing the game against him now. He doesn't realize that Daddy Freeze is trying to align with him right now. So maybe he can tell us more, but this guy it's obvious that he doesn't know anything. He's just operating out of his emotions, right? That's what Daddy Freeze is playing right now. Like, I don't believe what he doesn't believe. He doesn't know them, so it's not a matter of belief or not. He's asking him a simple question, but he has to teach him too that, hey, you claim that you're the family member, just debunk if you want to debunk the rumors, ORITSEJA.
Married to can president will have an affair as a woman. I personally don't think it's possible, but there's nothing that cannot happen. So it's always
A pastor doesn't think it's possible. There's nothing that cannot happen, right? He doesn't get it. But already he's ready to talk. Already. He's already talking over him. Watch.
there's nothing that cannot happen. So it's always good to ask and clear the air.
I tell you right now, yeah, that's impossible. That's impossible. Do you understand? That never happened. It don't happen. My sister don't get involved in any infidelity. Anybody will talk that kind of thing. God will punish her.
He said anybody will talk that kind of thing, now God go punish him. God will punish anybody who says his sister did things that human beings, even good human beings, will do sometimes. Good human beings with bad behavior would do sometimes. This guy follows his sister everywhere she goes. Apparently, the sister is perfect. Just because he's his sister, just because she's his sister, she's perfect. He said impossible. Is impossible a word? I thought, like, okay, that's a stretch. Okay, people use impossible. Nigerians will do that sometimes, but he said it's impossible. Not in my family, especially I'm from Ekiti. This guy.
Now,
Chill, I'm gonna show you his face. I have another clip with his face in it, so Daddy Freeze has his way of doing things. He was going live on Instagram at the same time, streaming it on YouTube. But this part right there, I was able to capture this part on YouTube. That's why you can't see his face. Just in a few minutes, you will hear some more in a second with his face on it.
now,
Because this is money. If it's money, she's a billionaire. Everybody's happy that one.
Who talks like that? If it's money, she's a billionaire. So because it's billionaire, she can't cheat. She can't have an extramarital affair with a lover in London. Somebody help me, I beg. But okay.
Private jets.
now some quarters are suggesting the possibility of a disagreement with Pa ORITSEJAFOR regarding property.
This guy is truly a radio guy. Let's not cap, But let me go to this next one. Let's go to this next one.
Even on this.
That's the guy that's talking, So eventually on that live stream, he actually got pissed off, got angry with everybody on the live stream because not everybody, but some people on that live stream obviously were smarter than him, and they can pick up that it's all cap. Okay, that this guy was basically he didn't know what he was talking about. Like, we want to believe what he's saying with regards to his sister. Nobody wants to believe that she cheated and their marriage is over after 25 years. It's just rumor. That's what it is. It's just a rumor, but also it's a rumor that can be very, very true. Divorce is not anybody's mate. It can happen at any point. This is the part where I want to agree with some people that say it's not longevity, it's how well. This is the part where I want to agree with them, because especially white people, they file for divorce at 35 years of marriage. They don't care. After college, after the kids are off to college, after they become empty nesters, they will just file and say, hey, we haven't been together in like 45 years anyway. It's been a 35 years marriage. Let's just keep it moving at this point. It happens all the time. As much as black people want to drag themselves on the internet that it only happens to them, it happens to everyone. It's not a respecter of anybody. It's not your mate. So don't ever say to yourself that you are better than the person who is a divorcee. You will fall off that pedestal. Okay? You will fall off that pedestal. But anyway, let's see what. So that's what this guy came here to do. So he couldn't really address the issue. I don't think they even send him. One thing we know about him is that he got dragged by Nkechi Blessing. Okay, on the internet some few months ago, and I don't think he's over that. And it was very obvious after a while in that stream that that's what he was there to address. He tried to claim that's not what he was there to address, but he wants clout, okay? And that's what it comes down to. Again, I pray for Pastor ORITSEJAFOR that their marriage will be intact, that they will be fine, right? I pray because, again, kids are involved, people's lives are involved, but a rumor is a rumor. It is what it is, you know? But they haven't addressed it themselves, but this guy claims to be, he might be, somebody might know, he might be actually the brother, but he's in no place I don't think, there's no way they send him to come and debunk the rumors for them. I don't think so, you know, because he even claimed that even she said he was so pissed off, but you know, the sister was like, you know, don't worry, let them talk, like that. That's a wise woman. If she said that, that's a wise woman. If she said let them talk, that's a very wise woman. It probably wouldn't be her first time that people will carry rumors about them or something that's related to her or her family or her husband, who tends to be controversial. I think he ran for president or something like that at one point. But no, he must go on Daddy Freeze and go and tell the whole world that the sister is innocent. No one cares. Ultimately, most people I know will want their marriage to be intact. But of course, he doesn't get it. He had to come and show his butt. Let me see what you ladies and gentlemen are talking about. Okay, Baba, how are you, sir? What do you mean by great divorce? I'm not sure what you mean. Maybe it's a typo. Okay, boss, gotta go now. Lady, see you later. Lady Navarre, thank you so much for your support. I pray too. Thank you so much. Please, after leave a comment. Yes, leave a comment, subscribe. Yes, thank you so much. You know, do the needful. Thank you. All right, so please hit the like button as you're coming in, as you're going out, you know. Replay gang, don't forget to hit the like button, and all your supports are absolutely. And don't forget, by the way, if you want a private coaching, the opportunity is also available. You could see the information scrolling on the screen. So let's get back into this video real quick.
Even on this giveaway, everybody went there my page now, giveaway back to back, and they help people. And with that, some people don't get brain. You know, rumor can really make.
Okay, so listen to that. Okay, so just try to capture this in terms of a real life relationship, right? I do this, but I do this. I apologize. I'm sorry, but right, that but will negate everything that you said before that. There's a lot of sentences and statements that we make like that within any type of relationship, including when you're on a live show and you have a relationship with people in the that are watching, right? There's a way you address things. Now, there's sometimes you have to curse people out. I can't front. In fact, Daddy Freeze, I watch his show every now and then. It's one of the most entertaining part of the show when he curses out people that want to be learning a joke. You know, it is what it is. You know, but for overall, for the most part, your audience is your audience. You're literally serving them. You're serving your audience, right? So if you come here, you want to debunk rumor, and then you turn on them and you start to curse them out, especially for a full session, that tells a lot about you. It's a lot there, even including Daddy Freeze too, yes, because he does that quite often, and that tells a lot about him too. It's neither right nor wrong. It's his platform. I'm just saying, how you do one thing is probably how you do everything else. Okay, so if you want to imagine what a person looks like in relationship, pay attention to when they say, oh, this is not really me in relationship, and see how they act in public. Just pay attention to what they do. How they do one thing is the way they tend to do everything else. Okay. K Baba said great divorce is term for divorce among older gray-haired. Oh, I didn't know. Thank you for sharing that. Gray-haired couples. Yeah, it happens all the time. You know. So let's keep going. So I'm going to play that again so you can capture that moment.
And they help people. And with that,
he said, "I did help people." That means he helps people. Okay, he's announcing to us that he helps people, right? I do believe there's places where you do charity and you have to kind of publicize that. There's a place for that, right? Because sometimes you want to inspire other people to help, and sometimes it's just part of your overall overall public relations, strategy. There's nothing wrong with that. but I pay attention to the tone. You say I dey help people,
People don't get brain. You know, woman.
but some people no get brain. That means some people have no brain. Okay, so I dey help people, but some people don't get brain. Okay, that doesn't tell us anything yet, but just pay attention. Maybe I could be wrong. Let's see if I'm wrong. You tell me if I'm wrong after this,
How
sir.
can really make you hate the right people in your life? You
But
know
you
that?
see, Honorable Falegon, on a more serious note,
Yes.
let me tell you something. All these people who they here today, they came to hear from you, and they like you. Now you come begin they fight them
For
because
me,
you see,
fight. Who they fight?
you they
So he said all those people that came here, they came here to see you, to debunk your sisters, so whatever, rumors. Now you come, they fight them. It's now you started to fight them. He was reading the comment. Okay, if you're a content creator, you should know. If you know anything, you know that the comment area. Hey, listen, you will collect. If you're a content creator, you will collect in the comment area. It's very, very simple. Listen, there's no way around it. There's no how perfect you're going to be. You will collect in the comment area if you're a content creator of any type. Either you are the guest or you are the host. Okay, when you show up on the show, it is what it is. All right.
fight them.
But
This
may I tell you
people
something? Yeah?
today,
May
they
may I
are
tell you something? May I tell you something? The reason why I know they fight. I'm a lover, not a fighter. The thing is this: as long as you are not from Ekiti State on this life, all right, and you won't come the insult me, or this one can never be this, can never be this. It's not.
All right, so I'm half Ekiti, so I can claim Ekiti. I am half Ekiti, Kete. So I can claim Ekiti. Small now. But Patrick said the guy is a brother-in-law, not a spokesperson for the family. That's why he should have stayed at home and not be talking for his sister because he's doing a terrible job. He just said something. He said, as long as you're not Ekiti, you come and tell me something cannot. People get to tell you what they want to tell you. Listen, they tell you, listen, I come here, I give my opinion, but I'm also ready that people will push back against my opinion sometimes. It is what it is. It's purely an opinion. That means it's not even a professional opinion, which makes it even worse. It's literally an opinion. Or I just literally have access to a pen and a paper. I have some experience. I wrote a book. I decided to create a channel to share my insights with men. No professional, nothing. There's no certification, none of that. So who am I to say people can't push against that? This guy is a guest on this show. So because he notices that people are saying they can smell the BS, he starts to attack them. Right? Hey, Ice, good to see you, my sister. How are you? She said, hi, house. This clown had the guards to cone online to defend his sister. Hey. Really ridiculous. How you defend your sister and you treat other women with disregard. Again, he will get dragged on the next 24 to 48 hours. It's going to happen. I'll find out what his name is, his full name, so I can label this video properly accordingly, Because again, some people just need to learn the lessons that you're not in control of anything. God, see, you're not really in control of anything. The only thing you have power over is your ability, your power to be able to influence the people around you. Either you know it or not, you are influencing the people around you. So if you have the skill set of influencing people in the direction that creates better results for you and the people around you and your surroundings, that's the best thing you can do for yourself. The idea that you're going to control people, particularly control. I know people mix control with influence sometimes, but I'm talking particularly about control as against influence. When you think you can just turn people's knob, they can hear you. You've influenced them. And they are basically reacting to you, but you still continue. It's a vicious cycle. You think you can control them. People do this in relationships, in marriages. They do it in girlfriend-boyfriend relationship. Clearly, he had done that in his relationship with Nkechi Blessing, and that one's where it's another level. That's where you fucked up at that point in time, right? So you see how this story is changing from ORITSEJAFOR to, I keep telling you, people will move on. You should stop all the way together. Stop trying to control people. People will know there's going to be new stories from time to time. Life will continue to happen. People will have more than enough stories to learn lessons from. But if you want to center yourself, please, by all means, knock yourself out. Listen, by the way, I just centered myself by having this platform. Okay? But be guided when you're doing that.
Possible When you there from Ekiti State, all those my mama, Dr. Fish, every 3 months in Ekiti State, Dr. Fish, I give Okada riders, free fuel and motorists. Check.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. The context is off. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with announcing that you're a charity person because of publicity, a publicity strategy of some sort, but to inspire other people. But right now in this space, as your way of, you came here to defend your sister. How did we forget all about that so soon? This is what this kind of narcissistic people do. You know, I don't call people narcissistic generally. I generally don't. Okay, but it's a trait, and you can see it. You can observe it easily too. I'm not a fan of calling people out to be narcissistic so soon, right? But this idea that you can control anything and everything will always fail you. It will always fail. It doesn't matter how big you are in society. Last, you will chop. You will collect. Because people can smell it. How did you go from defending yours? This is how the people that tend to try to control other people usually is because they lack self-control. How did you go from defending your sister and say, hey, my sister, oh, she's a beautiful woman, you should get to meet her. Hopefully, I mean, this rumor is going to run out. She's not interested in this nonsense. Hopefully you all will get to know her. But I wanted to say something, you know, but nah, she's not that person. That rumor is completely false. What else do you have going on? I don't know. I have this charity stuff going on my page. People should follow me. I'm trying to give. I need help. People to help me give to the Okada, to the... No. If it's not or if it's not Bosbas, it's not... It doesn't feed their brain. His name is Opayemi. Okay. I will label him accordingly. Nkechi's coin is another level. Yeah, you can't do that controlling nonsense with Nkechi. It's like no wonder you collected on that end. Really funny though. He uses to brag. His family is family. Your forefathers made that name. What name are you making? First of all, I didn't know the name before. It sounds familiar, but anyone in Yoruba land, all of 45 million Yoruba land can be Falegon. What's that? I guys want to speak. All right, maybe let's make it a speaking Friday. I'll drop the link in about 5 minutes. Okay. Yes, we gotta bring you up. He used the opportunity to do his own thing. Cloud chaser. Yeah, like, hey, listen, attention is everything. If you have a business or charity to conduct, you need attention. But how you do it is going to affect your credibility, and it can affect the productivity of whatever you're trying to build. You know, it's crazy. She said, I'm really vexing. Did his sister defend him when he had his issues? The woman, I don't think anybody knew they were related up to today. I don't think anybody knew they were related. He's there to sell himself. Anyway, let's play this video. It'll be obvious.
My page every 3 months, and they are in thousands. And they close my eyes, they do on me. How many of these people where they mentioned don't do them? Okay, as I did not. Okay, on the 20. Okay, I'm saying this now. On the 22nd of this month, I'll be hosting 3,000 widows in Ekiti State with money, foodstuff, and clothing. It will be on live when they come watch them. And on the 24th, I will do giveaway from morning to night for everybody with my fans on my page. When they come, they collect money. How many people they do them? As they do them, imagine, as they do them for people in my state. May all these people be Kubara, they do them for Anambra. May money they do them. May people they do them for Nigeria go better now. But we where they do them, now someone blog will come to use us. They condemn us. They thought say you they insult. I've done more for humanity. I'm repeating it again. I've done more for humanity than anyone.
He's done more for humanity. All right, listen, to each his own, man. Oko Milano going to be honest, but I don't know. Let me see what you're talking about. He has been hungry to let us know she was the sister. So he had wanted to let the whole public know. So this was a good opportunity. Imagine what kind of rumor this is. This is the opportunity for him to share that, right? They might not even be related. Self is a clown, a freaking goofball. I am suspecting they're not related. Okay, that woman looks like she's from the east. I could be wrong. She looks like she's from Oba. in Anambra State. Is that in Anambra State or Enugu State? Somewhere. Like Obi Kubana's town. That's what she does. This nigga comes like he's from Ekiti. And he's trying to claim that everybody in Ekiti should know who Falegon is. Like, dude, stop the cap. But anyway, let me play this one.
How many years divorce? Okay, you wait to talk divorce.
No quarrel. Wait, just clear
how many years
there
take
is no quarrel.
No. How many years take it? How many years take it to even divorce? You wait to talk. That's what divorce they pass.
10 years or 6 years.
So when they want divorce, when? So if you fight yesterday, you don't divorce today. That's what Nigerian system be.
But you they talk say fight no days, everything they okay. That's what we clear.
100%. I'm saying it right the way. Everybody listen and listen good.
He was fighting Daddy Freeze and everybody on the live stream. All he wanted to do was come and defend his sister. Somehow he turned into his own. Sometimes he should just let people handle their business. But again, not when agenda must agenda. This is he had an agenda, clearly, you know. And he wanted clout. We're giving it to him right now, but we're going to extract some lessons out of this. Controlling behavior. Okay. Will continue to haunt you. Okay. Controlling behavior means you don't know how to let go. Letting go is one of the hardest things for human beings to do. Okay. If you ever try to learn how to swim, you will notice the same phenomena in learning how to swim. If you are a baby and you've never experienced drowning before or feeling like you're drowning in anything before, it's easier to float because, you know, it's easier to let go and float. And then if they train you like that from, like, you know, as a baby, it's easier for you to learn how to swim. But once you become an adult, you know, all of us, we have this terrible behavior, okay, terrible pattern, okay, because it doesn't help us half the time. But, you know, in our career, you know, we can have some control of what's going on in our life. You get to control the direction of your life and all of that, right? When it comes to emotional matters, control is going to hurt you more than it to help you, okay? It's going to hurt you more than it to help you. You have to let go in order to actually have actual control of your life, in order to create better results in your life. You're gonna have to just let go of a lot of things, especially anything that you thought, I could just say this and that will make this person listen. Letting go. In this case right now, how can this guy let go? First of all, we have to let go of his need to be right. Okay? He has a terrible need to be right now. He just got caught with his pants down and he thinks he can control the audience. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. If you pay attention to how I push out content here, at some point I have to let go of some topic. Have you seen me talk about Kanye West? He's still giving us, I'll post maybe like a post or something like that. But listen, at some point you have to let go, and don't wait until you're not obsessed or addicted to whatever that thing is before you let go, because it gets harder. How would it let go right now? He needs to let go of that. He needs to say, you know what? I'm here to talk about my sister. Do you know how much it's going to take him, this particular guy, to say, you know, I'm here to just defend my sister. That's all I'm here to do, you know. But no, that's not the kind of woman you guys are talking about. She's a beautiful woman. She's my sister. I'm proud to call her my sister, but she's not that woman. I just want to say that, and then we'll keep it moving. And then Daddy Freeze will probably freeze, and then we'll pull out his on-air personality hat and say, all right, so tell us anything else you got going on. So how are you doing with my sister Nkechi Blessing? I beg, leave that one. Let's move on. Do you know what it take this guy to say, leave that one, let's move on? Without throwing shots. He will probably try to throw a little bit undershot. You know, like a little stray bullet that can, right? That's controlling behavior. And I'm saying it because we do it in relationships, okay? And it doesn't help, okay? It does not help at all. Let's see. We're turning up. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, I beg. Let's see. As I they do, I'm for people. That's what he said. Like me. Aha, me. Pride is 100% destructive. Never forget that. Ever forget that. You see people that brag with their kindness do it for a selfish motive. That's a fact. Okay. Like I said, there are certain scenarios where you're involved in charity work and it's publicity strategy to tell the world, to publicity strategy for the organization itself, but also to inspire other people to give, because you can't give it all. You can't give. I don't care how rich you are. You can't give everything. Okay. Your resources are limited. You can ask Kanye West. Okay. Oh yeah, Oba is in Anambra. Yes, thank you for that, Chinye. Lies, fights, digidigba. Where's the smoke, there's fire. I do believe that too. Something happened. He's debunking it. He's a family member. We kind of have to respect that until we see real life evidence. But it is what it is. And who's to say they can't divorce? Like, anybody can divorce, you know. That's even arrogance on another level entirely. Anybody can be a divorcee. If you're blessed, you're blessed, okay? You can be blessed and it can involve skills. There's no one-time skills that will ever prevent them. It's an ongoing thing, right? It's a sequence of activities over time. Like, it was just asking that the freeze just now, how long did your divorce take? It's true, divorce doesn't just happen overnight. It doesn't, okay? That freeze says 6 years. Some people's divorce took 35 years. They were done long time ago, right? Dr. Helen ORITSEJAFOR was born in Ado-Ekiti State. Oh, okay, so I was wrong. But she looked like she's from Boba, Nigeria, and by the special grace of God is married to an anointed man of God, Papa Ayodele Joseph ORITSEJAFOR, a one-time CAN and PFN president. Yes, Baba is a politician. Agenda Masjen. No, I didn't make that up, but that's Clubhouse talk. She's from Ekiti, confirmed. Yes, I suspected as much. He wouldn't tell that kind of simple lie. That would be extremely stupid for him. You know, at least they are from the same street or something. My sister asked him the last time they spoke or saw each other. That's a good question. No, I have a feeling like if this woman is an upright woman of any type, she's probably laughing her butt off watching this guy showcase who he's always been. Okay. Because he actually mentioned it. I'm not sure if I have that recording here. He mentioned that the sister wanted to come in on his issues with Nkechi, but he decided like he was over it. This guy is not over Nkechi. I guarantee you, ups and downs. All right, it's not that simple. Not because he's in love with Nkechi, it's because people with controlling behavior, they don't let go like that. You know, they don't let go like that. Let's see here.
My sister is not divorced and she will never be divorced. I support good journalism, but I would criticize any story that is poorly researched. That's it. And any story that is downright misleading, to me, is repulsive, is disgusting, and it's abhorrent. Nothing like that. My sister is not divorced. She's a lovely woman, mother of 3, happily married with her husband, and everything is in good hands.
Who are married?
Never be divorced in Jesus' name. The way they bring evil eye, they think say, me my sister divorced, me my helper, me where I want to be governor 2026. I love you now. Me you see, if they insult me, like they insult your governor 2026. I'm the next governor of the state.
See, that's the agenda. He's looking at the comment. I wish you guys could see the comment. He was being roasted live. And you know that freeze doesn't even tolerate people roasting his guests like that. You know, he will probably block people if it's like one of 2 people that are just being disrespectful. He will block them. But if you look at that freeze is looking at the comment. That's what he's looking at, and he's enjoying the roasting. That's what's going on basically.
And that I remember you. I go look for.
I was too, and I was enjoying it because you know I like it when people get to it first before me, because oftentimes some of the things I can see, majority of people can see, but when like a large number of people can see and that person can't see, I'm like, I knew it. Like he can't see it. Oh, he's completely oblivious to the fact that it's being roasted because he's the one that's perpetuating the behavior. There's a real behavior going on here. Okay, you came here. There's something's not aligning. Your agenda is not aligning with the reasons that you claim to come here to do whatever is going on right now. It's not aligning. But that's what happens. He's caught up in his emotions right now. Okay, he feels the need. It's shalaye. This, if you ever wonder what we call shalaye, this is it right here.
You take insulting. you understand? So
They always have a little chuckle under it too, like me. He's fake. He's looking at the comment and he's getting roasted.
back to what I was saying, my sister is not divorced. Everything is alright. But if you come online, think say you go insult me. Because okay, I saw some of the comments. The person said, "Oh, are you so you are trying to chase clouds now?" Cloud, I was like, "Cloud, this is my sister."
All right, so that's what they always do. They always catch anything that people always say ahead of them so that they can debunk it too. They literally attempt to catch everything. That's why it's not sustainable. You can't catch, like imagine me trying to catch all the negative comments, right? There's literally a bunch of negative comments that YouTube caught by itself right now. They catch it into the filter. Usually I check it maybe once a month just to clean it out and just to laugh. That's have a little laugh, right? But imagine me trying to catch and respond to every single one of them. It's not sustainable. You go buy yourself. It's not worth it. But this is what Shalaye looks like. That's the point I'm making. Listen.
My own blood sister. So my own sister and her clouds. People don't have sense. And people like that. Imagine myself coming to explain to people that no even get sense like that.
He doesn't realize that he's actually doing that. He said, imagine myself coming to explain, but he's actually doing that right now, right? Ladies and gentlemen, if you feel the need to explain yourself, there's a good chance that it's not going to work. Will it work? Will it work? Okay? If you ever feel the need to explain yourself, there's a good chance it won't work. When people have made up their mind, they've made up their mind. There's nothing, unless they pay you money to help them, right? There's a good chance that they've made up their mind. It is what it is. Leave it alone. Let it be. Let it go. Okay? That's this guy you're looking at right now. Okay? No one can help him like this except he collects, which he's doing right now actively. He's probably going to do so. I already saw his picture online earlier. It's probably going to go viral. Right? He was defending the, it's like this is a rumor. There's no evidence anywhere. It doesn't need to. Some people are like, no, I have to defend it. That's my name. Dude, stop it. You already have a name. That's the whole point. That's why people find it worthy. You know, and no, it's not nice for anybody to carry rumors and stuff like that. It's not. But again, this beast that we call social media right now, if anything seems sensational, is going to go viral. Now you can start to work and see if you can uncover who started rumor, all this kind of stuff. You know, it's like good luck to you.
See how they apologize to the person who say where they insult me. No, I won't apologize on that.
No, I'm not.
By the way, this is a hell of a prayer. Ice. She says, God, I beg, go, never let people like this help us. If this kind of person come and help you and defend you, you end up in jail. If it's serious matter, it won't work, right? Eventually, the judge will be like, you know what? Stop it. Stop it. If you don't stop right now, I'm gonna have them lock you up, right? Because he won't know when to stop. He will completely go off topic. Did your sister do it or not? Now, my sister is not, I mean, I don't know my sister, what she does in her privacy, but she's not that kind of person. You can even laugh about it. Everybody can understand that. But you came here to catch feelings. Could make sense now.
Saying apologize to the one that insulted you, but to the normal guy we just they watch because you clear everybody. All of them they broke. You get
no, I don't talk. I don't talk. I tell you, I said most. Okay, have you ever seen person where they successful, where they insult person on the internet?
You just did that, man. Are you successful? Let me guess. He's about to claim he's successful.
To come now to do your life. Where you can't insult you for your life. Now people will go get money, get insult because you be too busy for someone to just come.
He's making up theories that he's not really aligning with. Have you ever seen successful people come online and insult people? All these people are broke. Now your papa God could punish you. Now Google in the name of defending your sister. It's not happening. Oh boy. Obviously, more people are wiser than this guy. They're not. Could work. Anyway. Let me see. Oh Lord. That question to Freeze was rude. He was rude. He was literally rude all the way through. Freeze was like, this is content. My dude, this content could go viral. This is viral content. That's what Freeze was doing. And I respect that. That's what he does for a living now. Anybody that want to be used as scapegoat, please knock yourself out. That guy is uncultured and Ikechi was gutter. That's why he is trying so hard to demean her. Yep, exactly. Governor 2026. In your dreams. Why is he so concerned about the comment? See ego. Yep. Comments will do it to you. And to even get the best of us, how much more this guy? You know, people's words have power over us, you know, but how much more this guy? Let me say like that, right? A lot of stuff we just have to ignore. Again, like I said, it's not sustainable to try to invest your energy in defending yourself with Shalaye. That guy is jobless, always trending glory for the wrong reasons. He claims to be doing PhD. Yeah, he's going to be doctor soon. He said, I think he said in February, he will be a doctor. It will be a, you know, Nigerian. It's only Nigerians that call themselves doctor after PhD, but especially Ekiti people. Ekiti people. You collect a PhD, you call yourself doctor. Of course. Yes, so anyway, good to see you here, Ice. Thank you so much. Let's get on into this next story. I have a few more stories that I want to cover before we end this session. I've got tons of video coming your way this coming week. Turn your notifications on. Don't miss any of it. Okay, don't miss any of our videos this week. Turn your notifications on. And by the way, Ice, this is your invitation, and everyone else that's watching, go and join the Prestige family on WhatsApp. Okay, just go from your phone, write this down, don't leave the live right now, write this down. If you have another phone, use another phone. Join the Prestige family. Just go to this link on your phone, www.lolaanola.com/WhatsApp. It will take you straight into the WhatsApp group. We already have Brother Patrick there. We already have Chukura, Miss Chukura there as well. I think we have one more person. So we only have 3 people. I need all 19 of you to join us there so that we can chop it up there. You can share ideas with me. You can share topics you want me to cover, you want me to review, you want me to respond, react to. I want to continue to serve you directly. So anything you want me to respond to. As a matter of fact, I have an example today. So don't leave. I have something that Patrick shared with me. We're going to be covering that today. All right. So let's do that. It's www.lolaanola.com/WhatsApp, and it will take you straight into the group. When you enter the group, there's one person that didn't introduce themselves. Please introduce yourself so I can know. Just do that. You know, it's nice to do that. You know. Yeah, but thank you to Brother Patrick, Miss Chukura, and that one other person that didn't introduce themselves. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Let's build the platform together. All right, so let's do this. Link. Before we leave this topic, thank you for reminding me that, Ice. Yes, Isabel Chukura, Miss Chukura. She's already getting in the WhatsApp group. And let me share that link here too. Maybe let me share that link here as well. Maybe you want to tap on it from the chat. All right. So I shared the link already. All right. So that's the link. Oh wait, let me put the there you go. Make sure it's clickable for you. All right. So let's see. Okay. So we have let's go ahead and dive on into the next story here. Let's pay quick bill. Let's pay bills really quickly. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. So let's talk about Zainab Balogun. Zainab Balogun. Zainab Balogun. Since let me share the screen properly with you. I've seen her since she used to be on Ebony Live TV, which was one of the first few shows on YouTube long time ago, with Ebuka, with one other lady. I think her name is Olamide. I'm not sure. There was one other guy like that, but they used to just do kind of like what I'm doing right now, but more in TV settings, on a TV set that looks like a living room. But she got married 2018 to this guy, some airline CEO boss, some like that. They got married. I don't know. There was something. Listen, I don't like to judge this kind of situation because you just never know. You could be off. We can predict. We can guess. I hate predicting people's fate, by the way. That's annoying when I see people do that, because nobody knows anybody's future. It's ridiculous when people do that, including when people predict what the election outcome is going to be. That's one of the lamest behavior ever. I don't care if it's coming from a prophet. We don't need a prediction. We need people to get involved in the process, right? So in the same token, when it comes to people's personal life, their love life and stuff like that, as a matter of fact, this is not too comfortable for me even talking about it, right? But I know that the agenda here is to extract all those lessons. An agenda must agenda, So, but one thing I did, since we now know the news that they are no longer together because she deleted all of his pictures. Now, for me, I have never noticed that she posted any pictures outside of their wedding day and when their wedding happened, right? But again, I don't really engage her content like that. And when you don't engage people's content, you don't really see everything they post, okay? But also when people are really, really heads over heels and they are completely involved in the person they just married, you can pretty much tell in how they post, what they post. They are heads over heels. Some people say, don't show your, listen, it's not something you control when you are at that space. When you are in that space that you feel connected to a person, you don't really get to control if you want to show more of it online or not. It's just a natural thing you would do when you're in love. Now, if you have questions about your situation, if you're not confident about it, it will also show. We saw that in the first few days of Copy. Now, recently, in the past few days, Copy Otedola, in the last few days, I could see that the blogs are picking up that she's posting stuff, which is good for her. But those first few days kind of leave you to you should be like, we have an example. And even though she's an older lady, you can see that she's in love. You can see the husband that he's in love as well. What's her name? Rita Dominic. Right? Again, don't get me wrong, it's not always that way. Some people are just not really PDA-ish like that. They're not the type that show public display of affection. But typically, you can also tell, okay, in their other behavior, they tend not to be the one to hang out. Like if Don Jazzy, can you imagine Don Jazzy getting married and the pictures are nowhere to be found, right? That's a red flag, because he's not that type of guy. He's the type of guy that posts quite a bit on social media with randoms. How much more with the person he just decided to do life with? Just something to pay attention to, right? So, but she got married. She did post it while she got married, but after that, it almost seemed like it was nothing happened. But again, we don't know. But we're just guessing. We're just speculating, right? Just all speculation. But now, that marriage is over. Why would that marriage be so over so quick? She seemed like she was raised in London. She sounds like she was raised in London or UK somewhere. Why would that marriage be over so soon? Literally less than 4 years. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters right now is to let you know that divorce is not your mate. Okay, that's the only thing I want to tell you. Okay, that's her right there. She's also a beautiful lady, like majority of these ladies, right? Ebuka right there. You could see Ebuka the way he Ebuka doesn't even post like that. His wife on social media, he posts himself. That nigga's annoying, but he posts his fashion stuff, right? But the way he posts his wife, you can almost tell like this one, they figured something out. It's not a guarantee for life, but they figured something out. The same thing with Banky W. It ain't no guarantee. We don't know what's going on, remember? But I'm shedding some light on something here. There are patterns, okay? It doesn't mean you must admire, I must be like these people. There are patterns. Let me see who came. Okay, Ice, I see you. I'll be right next with you, right? There are patterns, and I want you to pay attention to those patterns, not so that you can say, I want it to be like that couple. That's not what I'm saying. For your own good, you should observe some patterns. Like some people, there's a way they move. You can feel it. You can tell that these ones have figured something out. Doesn't mean they figured everything out. They figured something out. That's Ebuka and his wife, and that's Zainab's, and it looks like that was their wedding. And the only picture of them that we can see on this spaces, have you noticed? Because if they have more other pictures, even we're not talking about Ebuka did this picture. Can you imagine that? Just pay attention to what I'm saying. The algorithms is like human beings because it's literally mimicking humans' behavior. Okay, it's basically what you engage with that it picks up. Okay, we're not even talking about Ebuka and his wife, and somehow they ended up in this picture roles, in this roles right here. Okay, do you see any other picture with Zainab and husband outside of the picture they put out, which was, this is a picture that looks like they put out shortly after the wedding, or maybe even before the wedding? You know, why is Ebuka showing in this thing? That's we said Zainab Balogun and husband. Why is Ebuka showing up here? Again, this is wedding picture. Okay, now this chick right here, Zainab, anybody would want to marry her, just the way she carry herself in the industry, right? You can see here, MI the rapper just got married recently, and you know, this was 3 years ago when Zainab got married. This is a screenshot supposedly from 2018 May when she got married, of MI saying Zainab Balogun is married, no, with a heartbreak emoji, right? This is literally how most single men probably felt when she got married. Why are we seeing a picture of her with Jidena? Right? Where is the picture of you with your husband? Okay. Now, see, I want you to pay attention to here's the lesson I want you to get out of it. Why is Banky W showed up in this picture? We're not calling on you, sir, and your wife. Listen, do you have to showcase your... That's not what I am saying. What I'm saying is that if you are the kind of person that posts kind of a lot on social media, and suddenly this one thing you're not posting, it is probably, the keyword is probably a red flag. So let's say, what's her name? What's Sue Adesua, right? Adesua Itomi and husband. Let's try that, right? How many pictures of Adesua and Banky are you going to see? Does this mean they are perfect? No, it doesn't mean they are perfect. I'm saying there's something that you probably should pay attention to. If they are celebrities already, and we say Adesua Itomi and husband, and we can only see one type of picture from your wedding, it's probably something to pay attention to. It's not guarantee of anything. It's just probably something to pay attention to. But I'll be interested to know what Ice has to say about this. How are you doing, Ice? How are you?
Fine. Hi, everybody.
Good to hear from you.
I've been a while. I've been up and doing. Christmas is coming. We have to make returns back home and all that.
I see. Where are you? Are you home right now? Are you in Nigeria right now?
No.
Oh, okay. Because most everybody's in Nigeria now. Why are you not in Nigeria for 30 December?
It's not. Whether you go or not, you're going to spend. And you spend more when you go, so there's no need.
I hear you now.
At times there's no need. At times there's need. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, The thing is, where do we start from? Where are we going? I want to start from that honorables, that Opeyemi zone.
Honorable. Yeah, let's start
I
from
don't
there.
even
Sure.
like calling him any honorable. I don't know where I got the honorable whatever from. It's just like a bishop where we have been went to collect a bishop from nowhere. Anyway,
Yeah.
for the Opeyemi zone, just as you said, for once, I've never heard you call anybody or diagnose anybody or whatever. You called him straight. But in as much as we don't want to even call people names or whatever, there are some things. You said something now, patterns. I
Yeah,
never knew about
patterns.
patterns until I have a very extinct kind of mentality. But I really realized that there are a lot of patterns. People have patterns. Even me that's talking, you
Yes.
that's talking, everybody have patterns. So when you watch when you pay attention, all the
Yeah.
people don't just pay attention. It's not as if people pretend really. People pretend, but the pattern will sell them out. But we don't pay attention. We
Right.
just overlook a lot of things. When you
Yep.
pay attention, you can always figure people out easily.
Yep.
Opeyemi is coming out to say he wants to defend his sister when he is treating other people's sister badly. It doesn't make sense to me. You know,
Yeah.
you can't treat other people badly and say you want to come and defend your sister. You can keep. You're supposed to even keep quiet for now, because the matter has not even got to the extent of wanting to. People were alleging. It was alleged. He doesn't even know what means they were alleging. Even
Yeah.
people that have said whatever they said in Worry, they said they were alleging. They don't really know what is going on.
Yep.
Even the physical abuse that they say Pastor Ayosh claimed, they were all alleging. The people were not there to really know what happened. There were
Yep.
really no evidence. Probably because maybe there were no physical injury and all that. If it really happened, though, so
Right.
I
If it
think
happened.
if it happened, so I don't know why he came out from nowhere. First, I asked that question. When was the last time he spoke to the sister? When was the last time they saw each other? When he was
Yep.
having that thing with Nkechi Blessing, so he has a sister like that, and he's having that kind of a thing with Nkechi Blessing. He doesn't even have a shame to even cover his face. No shame to cover his face. And he's saying his sister, my sister, my sister, my sister. The woman doesn't. I'm not sure the woman. I'm sorry to say the woman doesn't even identify with him because nobody knew they were even related until now. Even until he was the one that mentioned it. People didn't even take him serious. But not Freeze now. Freeze would do everything to get
Yeah.
traffic,
It's
and he
content. Yeah.
got more than 1,000 traffic today. 1,000 people
Yep.
today because on live because of this same guy. He
On
doesn't
on
even.
Instagram alone, right?
Yes, yes. On Instagram, it was 1,000 people there. He doesn't even know he's making. He doesn't even know that he's giving Freeze money. He thinks he's selling himself. He's not selling himself. He's making a caricature of himself,
Yep. Making
and,
a fool of
and
himself.
yeah, he's making a fool of himself. How can
Yep.
you say you want to come and defend your sister? What are you defending? What have you accused your sister that you are defending? It's just husband and wife quarrel and all those things. Things happen. Okay, are
Yep.
you telling me that Pastor Chris that divorced, the wife does not have family, he himself does not have family? Other pastors that have been divorced, don't they have families? They don't have relatives. When I was growing up, my grandmother always say, there's something in my tribe. My grandmother always say, somebody that does not have shame is very sad. But people that do not have shame,
Yeah.
it's very worrisome to be with those kind of people because they will
Yeah.
embarrass you and they will think it's normal.
Yes. Because they
Yeah,
can't
associated
see it.
with
That's why they don't have shame.
yes. He associated embarrassing his family, but he's thinking family, family, family name. He's always bragging with the family name, and it makes me want to wonder. You are partly from Ekiti, excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Ekiti that like that this kind of person is the person that is the Michael
The
Jackson of Ekiti?
spokesperson for GT people. No.
Every
No.
time everybody in Ekiti, why didn't you say everybody in Yoruba land or everybody? He has even spread it out to say even Yoruba land they know their last name. You are talking about last name that your forefathers made. What are you making with your
What have
name?
you made?
Yes,
The
with
only
your own
thing, the
name.
only thing we know of him right now is him dragging himself with Ikechi on
Ikechi.
online.
And Nkechi said he fed you while she was in UK, blah 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 blah. You can't even you are here. You are even embarrassing your sister. To even say that woman is your sister, you're embarrassing that woman.
That's how I
So
feel too.
because I
Yeah.
still give that woman her respect, regardless of whatever it is that is going on. You are
Yeah.
embarrassing her because his own attitude has not even aligned with that woman's attitude. Forget that she has anything with her husband. He's her husband. Pastors are humans. Pastor
Now,
is a
now,
human.
now, now, he just added to the questions that the sister will have to answer in the future. Because people will be like, hey, this guy in London who used to be Nkechi, because they only know him for Nkechi. They're like,
Exactly.
who used to be Nkechi's ex, they dragged themselves. That's your brother? Oh, interesting. How close were you to Nkechi? People will start asking her random question about Nkechi when she don't know anything about Nkechi.
I swear to you, that woman is embarrassed wherever she is. She's embarrassed wherever she is. Oh, what this guy did now. I swear to you, and she's embarrassed because you can even tell he doesn't even have any detail of anything.
Nothing.
He doesn't even
He
ask him
just
the
came there to say, Gungo, kill everybody.
yes,
Everybody
ask
that
him,
kills.
ask him the name of his nieces and nephew that the sister had. Ask him
Right.
if he even knows the names. People just come. I don't know. It's short. I think it's because most of our people, it's not like they don't know. Our environment really restrict people to some kind of things, and the kind of things people imbibe in their children and all that. People
Right.
don't. A lot of people are not critical thinkers
Yeah.
because every
That's the
time
issue.
I don't even know. When you can't even converse with some people, when you discuss some people, they don't see reasons with you. It's really painful. It's sad. It's exhausting to me. So
Yeah.
I just keep quiet. And the first question I ask when some situation comes up, like that Suleiman situation, that other man in Warri that is performing mystical power, fulfilling any other clowns that we have. I'm not trying to attack person. I'm just figuring out some situation. I
Right.
just see them and say, for this kind of people to be able to talk to people and convince people, it really tells a lot about what our people have in their brain.
Yeah.
Who is Suleiman cannot make a sentence that will make sense to me. Let him
Yeah.
fulfill me. Let
Nigeria,
him
Nigeria,
fulfill me.
Nigeria people will probably disagree.
Yes, yes, because what they look at is not what I look at. And they will think it's not abroad. I've already had this mentality before I left Nigeria. It is
Yeah.
an individual thing, and I think it has to do with your brain too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody is not smart. Everybody is not slow. Some people that are slow too, they have different percentage of being slow. Some that are smart have different percentage too. You see, everybody have their own gift and all those things. I can't even imagine someone like that convincing me. I laugh when people come and say, "Oh, this man is good. See what this man." I just look at them. Everything they are telling you is obviously a lie, or it doesn't make sense. But it makes sense to those people. You can't convince them because
Yeah.
you are not called a pastor, you are not called a doctor, you are not called a this.
Yeah.
You know,
I
the
think
thing
I
is
think I think we are doing a better job defending this woman than this guy. Because
exactly, exactly. See, the last time I
we
heard
don't
of
even
them,
know her. We don't even know her.
let me tell you the truth. The last time I heard of them I was still young then. I
Okay.
was when they got married. When they got, she's a very beautiful woman. She's
Okay.
very yeah, she's very fashionable too. When they got married, so it was, and I know they struggled for a while before they had kids. Do you
Oh,
know?
okay.
Yes,
That's why
before they
their
had,
kids are young. Because
yes,
they married in 97, right?
they struggled for a while before they had
Gotcha.
kids,
Gotcha.
and which is okay. God, at least God still bless them with it. It was after they had kids I didn't even hear of them again. The man too is growing old. This man is not a baby in this church thing now. This
Yeah.
man is the
Yeah.
same sort with Archbishop Idahosa. Let's be honest.
Right, right. They,
Archbishop
they said
Idahosa is Benin.
this
Yes,
is the one of the things that they were roping into the rumor is that this is the second wife, but the wife passed away and
yeah, the
13
first
months
wife passed
after.
away.
Because of
Yeah,
what?
the first wife passed. I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay, okay.
That was when he now married her. Even when he married this one, people will talk. They will
Yeah.
say, you are marrying this kind of fashionista, this kind of fashionable woman as a pastor. He liked her. He didn't mind all those things. And she too, she carried herself well. Let's be honest. That's why I told you just now. I will still give her respect.
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
even if she had done whatever they say, even if, I will still give her respect. Life happens.
Yeah,
Things
things
happen.
things happen.
I
Shit
know, I
happens.
know you don't have excuses to some certain things that
That's why. That's one of the reasons why he didn't need to be defending so hard. Because honestly,
exactly.
she's not. If she actually committed those atrocities and she ended up with a side lover for 10 years, she's not going to go to jail for that. The worst that can happen is the
Exactly.
marriage will be over. That's the
Do
worst that can
you
happen.
even if she did it, do you know what the papa is doing to?
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody knows.
And
So
two wrongs is not going to make it right. But again, worst case scenario is that the marriage will end.
and the thing, let me tell you something. The thing is, we are not even going to whether marriage will end or not because they should set a good example of forgiveness, even if anything happens.
You think so? You advocate
Yes,
for random forgiveness after this
my
kind of.
my brother, see this life, there's no
Uh-huh.
manual to this life. We are all guessing what we are doing, and if it works for us, it works for us. And
Right.
we will not tell it, and some people want to run along with it, but it may not work for them. It may still work for them too. See, even if you I'm not advocating for doing wrong,
Right.
what we term as wrong. What we are not comfortable with is what we term as wrong, or what we cannot do is what we term as wrong. But the truth of the matter is that what we term as wrong might be the right thing for another person. You understand? Let's be honest. See, if this thing really escalates, a lot of things might not come out that we will all open our mouth and be saying, which I don't think is necessary. Even if they want to separate or divorce, whatever, they should do it amicably too. If they don't want to, they should come back and settle and not put their shit out there. They don't need to put their business out there. Nobody wants to know. The people want to just feed on it. They'll make money, but it's not worth it. I know it's not a number of years that matters in marriage or whatever, but to an extent, there are some things you overlook. I don't know what must have prompted this. This
This
this may not
rumor.
be the first time. This may not be the first time they are having issues. Let's be honest.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
for this one to escalate like this, I don't know what really happened really, and whoever came up with the rumor to say she had something whatever with anybody, I don't know the proof they have, but we don't want me personally. I don't want to know. They should sort out themselves whether they want to stay together or they want to lead the divorce. That's what I know. I don't want to know. People want to know because they want to sell or they want to use it for their business. I
Right.
don't want to know because I know they are humans like me. They can make mistakes and they can err. So if we want to forgive, if we don't want to forgive, everybody waka.
Right.
I
Right.
don't want. I don't really. I'm not really interested in because it's not really funny. It's not easy for everybody. Let's be
Right.
honest. People outside want to go in. People inside want to come out. The life
Yeah.
is not really balanced. So now do what works for you and be considerate and kind. A lot of
Right.
people are not kind. A lot of people are not considerate.
So I do think. Let me say this right. I do think there's room for redemption, regardless of what happened. I don't care how big the
Exactly.
thing is in your eyes. I do think there's room for redemption, and to each his own. There's no. In this context, you're right that there's no manual, but there is manual, and I will explain. Right. There's no blanket anything. We need to know people's particular story before we can prescribe anything for them. Even if you're doing that from a professional standpoint, like for example, me as a coach, as I can't just give people advice without knowing as much as possible about their story, right?
Yeah.
So that's one side of things. Now on the other side of things, the formula and the manual here when it comes to forgiveness, particularly with this topic, right, is that we can't manipulate others to forgive us. So if you happen to be involved in this, there's no guarantee that your spouse is capable. It's not even that they want to, that they are capable of forgiving you, because the hole that this digs through certain types of people, it's irreparable. They can't, they just can't see themselves doing it. You know what I'm saying? There's some people like that. And there are some people too that if you are able, if you know how to back off and let them be and give them time and space and understanding, and you have to literally you have to be extremely generous with the patience that you will have for that person. They can forgive. It happens all the time. Okay, most people are not able to forgive, because sometimes what they claim to be forgiving is that they will stay in that situation and will make life miserable for each other, right? That's another one that exists too, right? We don't want to encourage that. It's not good to sit in a situation where the relationship is just bad, because especially if you're raising kids, you're going to be training those kids how to build terrible relationships. They will normalize bad relationships, basically, because that's all they've seen, right? So it takes me back to something you said. There's no manual, so we can't really tell people what to do, right? But we can also tell them that yes, there is room for redemption if you're willing to do the work. And then also, no one should be using what I just said as a manipulative tactic to manipulate people into forgiving them, because that's not going to work either. You see what I'm saying? If you happen to be in that situation, it's not your place to say, but maybe you listen to Allah, He said you should forgive. No, that's not your space. It's not your place to say that. You will make it only worse. And there's a good chance that it's not that they don't want to forgive you. In fact, they may actually want to forgive you, because who wants their family to break up, right? They just may be incapable of doing that. You see what I'm saying? So it's a very, very, very it's a very delicate thing. Because of trust and betrayal, right? We're not necessarily in control of those things. We can influence it, which means it's a function. The difference between influence and control is time, patience, and process. Control is that I want to turn it up and make it happen now. And people that tend to manipulate people with forgiveness have to be, oh, you're a Christian, you're supposed to forgive. Like, no. It's not a matter of Christian. They're a human being, and if they can't forgive, they can't. Can they choose to forgive you? They can. There's a different thing. They say, I forgive. Have you ever seen that woman that actually said, I've forgiven, but she brings it up every time you enter into another argument? Oh, no, but I can forgive. I just can't forget. No, it's the same thing. Okay. You're not forgiving.
You are right. But me, I spoke about that forgiveness from the part of, first of all, let's be honest, it's just like parents. Right. The example, parents who said, the children will follow. They are like parents to their congregation in their church. So right. The thing is, if they are telling the congregation that we don't quarrel, we don't have misunderstanding, that's not true. They are not saying the truth. So now let them know that we can quarrel, but we will still make up. We can express our disagreement. We can express our dissatisfaction and whatever it is, but right. We will still make up. But there are a lot of stories that came with this rumor, which I don't want to even think of it, or I don't want to even imagine it, that she came in with whatever people she did, like she was physically abusive. I don't want to believe it, because first of all, this is the first time I'm hearing that kind of a thing. Secondly, I don't think any woman wants to fight a man, though, except maybe, well, to an extent, But
they're claiming that she's abused. They're claiming that she's abused. She was raising her hands. She's getting physical with him, right?
Over him, yeah. So okay. I don't want to believe that. So I just want to believe that. But what I sense in all is that yes, there's a disagreement somewhere where
something happened. But
there's a disagreement where Papa is not budging and she doesn't want to budge too. Two of them, and they are not coming down. Nobody wants to come down for the other one. And some church members took to her side, some people took to Papa's side. You see, the church is already divided.
So the church is involved in this already. So you think this is actually a true story? There's something actually happened?
They even mention people's name, like that Ayeri's wife's name now. That is a member of the church that Ayeri's wife took sides with her.
Oh, wow.
To side with her, when they start doing all those things, definitely, our people now.
Something happened.
Your friend will be the one there. They say is influencing you. Even the man, they say the man's friends is the one influencing him too. So the thing is, that's why I said the church is already involved and divided. If all these rumors that came about is true, and so it was they alleged that they said she raised her hand. It was not like Papa said it with his mouth. Somebody said, Papa said, all those you said, I don't really like it. And any story I can't really critically.
Is there any legitimate newspaper or blog that has some evidence at all?
The truth of the matter is, we don't know something is wrong. Newspaper took carry the news, bloggers carry the news, but we know something is wrong, but we don't really know what is wrong. So people can come up with anything. So the thing is, until they themselves say something is wrong or come out and say something, or even they don't say until we really notice.
You know they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that.
But you notice that yesterday or so, a bit today they were saying she was not in church. She was not standing with him somewhere. Blah, 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 blah. You see, people are already monitoring them. Those things that
Maybe she was in a class in UK somewhere doing a PhD.
They don't want to even know that. They don't want to even know that. They just the thing is, let's be honest. The thing is, it's not the issue that they have disagreement. That is the issue to me. Is the fact that people are feeding on it, and people really rate people like a pastor. That hey, pastor is not supposed to quarrel. Pastor marriage breakup. See, Pastor Chris, he has even refused to remarry. I don't know if he has done it on code.
Oh, Pastor Chris Oyakilome.
Yes, if he had done it in the hiding, anything can happen. But he has not remarried since now. It doesn't matter.
How long has it been? Like 3 years?
I don't.
It's after COVID now.
No, that was before COVID though.
Oh really?
That was before COVID.
Well, as an old man, he's busy with his mission.
No, he's not. Let me tell you, they themselves, they know it's not easy anywhere. It's not easy. They want their freedom too, and it came in the platter of gold. They will take it. They will seize it. The truth of the matter is, that's why I say some people inside want to go out.
In fact, you just made a good point. You just made a good point that I want to highlight, right? That's the point of this stream, of this live stream. Divorce is not your mate. If you're loving your partner in a way that they don't feel free, that they don't feel a sense of freedom, you will collect.
Woto.
I don't care if you're the man or the woman. If your husband he can't come to you and say, hey, I need to hang out with the boys tonight. He has like this. If you know this and you're like, yeah, afterwards, am I supposed to be on with? If you're doing that, if you're not paying attention to the fact that if he doesn't feel free, especially as a man in his house, you will collect. If your wife does not feel a sense of freedom in the way you love, because you claim it's duty and responsibility, you claim it's not about happiness. Listen, all of that is semantics. If her, based on her own idea and how she feels, does not feel a sense of freedom, you will collect woto.
Yeah, actually, the women know mostly from the ex-boyfriend or whatever. That's because those are the people that will have easy access to her than the new ones.
Yes, they will end up with some random dude from work or something like that, and you'll be like, oh, they did, and then she will say she didn't do anything. Maybe she actually didn't do anything. She was just enjoying attention because you're too stiff.
Exactly.
All that is encouraging bullshit. Okay, you just continue. Okay, continue, because I'm telling you right now, human beings, you can't put us on the pedestal that much. At the end of the last, we gravitate to what feels good. We have a sense of character, value here and there. You're right. And we have things that we follow the way we are raised.
Yeah,
but if we get to a certain level, we engage in bad behavior if it feels good. I'm telling you. It's the truth. So everybody should. So it's not a matter of she's papa or anything like. Listen, it can. In fact, it's worse for them because they are in this box where they must put on a certain facade all the time.
Exactly. Like they are perfect. They are not. They are humans like us.
Yeah.
And let me give you an example again. If it's easy, if this marriage thing is really easy, Dangote is not married as in. When I mean Dangote, he doesn't have a wife that you say, this is my wife that I'm accountable to today, every day. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
The only thing that can make it easy if you know that this my husband, this my wife is my safe place.
Heaven. Exactly.
I don't know what rules you follow, is it Scientologist or Christianity, whatever. But this person feels like this is my safe. When I'm coming back from work, this is my safe place. This is the person I get to cry on their shoulder. I get to express how I feel. I feel a sense of, yes, freedom. Some people really, really hate the idea of marriage and freedom in the same sentence, and then they wonder why they're ending up in divorce everywhere.
The truth is, brother, Allah, marriage and freedom, it's really dicey. If you are really married, you don't have your absolute 100% freedom. It's not like you, in quote.
Yeah.
It's not you are not free, but you are indebted.
Thank you for saying in quote.
Yes, in quote. You are indebted to somebody. You are accountable to somebody, not just indebted.
Right.
You are accountable to somebody. It's not because you must obey what they are saying. It's just you are being considerate. When you want to do anything, you consider them.
Right.
But when you are not married, you don't consider anybody. You just do your thing.
Well, here's the thing. You're right, and I'm not just saying you're right, right? But let's break it down a little further, because I think this is where it gets a little, like you said, dicey for a lot of people, right? You're in a marriage, and you're like, yeah, I feel like I have to call him now and tell him where I'm at, right? But why can't I just be free sometimes? And there's this conflicting feeling, right? That creeps over you, either as a man or a wife, right? If you're in that state, it's because you're not in love at that moment in time. That's just the bottom line, okay? It's because it comes down to the bottom line. You don't feel safe with letting this person know where I am right now. The question is that why is it that you don't feel safe letting them know where you are? Are you moving right as a person, or they're too clingy, they're too controlling? They interpret, like if I'm with my sister, he will interpret it to mean something else because I have a boyfriend who is my boyfriend's sister, who is an ex, and he always thinks I'm with the other ex-boyfriend from 55 years ago. There are issues there, is my point. Okay? Now,
trust issues.
Yes, trust issues there. And if you don't address that issues, it's not this one wala today that you can blame it on. That issue will continue to haunt you until you sort it out. That right there is a bottom line as well. Now, if you want to address the issue, it's going to take work, right? Because there's a good chance that this is not just showing up in this one event where I'm hanging out with my sister right now. There's a good chance that this is showing up in other areas of life. This guy is feeling insecure anytime I go out, step out. If I go past 30 minutes more than the time I said I'm out, he's blowing up my phone. It's either blowing up your phone for two reasons. Maybe he's checking on you, because men we tend to do that just to make sure our wife is safe, right? And then some of us are wise enough to say, no, there's 911. If there's any issue, she'll call me now. Let her have fun. If she's past 30 minutes, me, I know they won't think I'm, but it's because I feel secure. It's not something I control. It's because I feel secure. She moves a certain way that I feel secure. You know what I'm saying? There's no issues there. But these are issues that we don't get to say, you can do this or you can't do that. Now, back to the point that we're actually making, which is if you should feel a sense of freedom or not. There is a space you get to that, you're right, it's dicey. It's like you feel accountable to this person. But think of it this way, right? I used to have this argument with my brother when we used to live together as young bachelors, right? Eventually, my parents moved over to Yankee, and then they were in the house, and then I moved away. I got married, right? And then sometimes my father would be like, I can't find, have you spoken to your brother? I was like, and it's been hours. Now, it was a grown man at the time I'm talking about. He's 23, 24, 27 at the time I'm talking about. But, to the parents, it's like, we live together. If it's past, the way we were raised SU. So, like, the idea that you're in the club at 12, is still a strange thing to their head, right? So me, I know, because if he's not home when we used to live together as young bachelors, if he's not home, I'm not bothering him. Like, me too, I'm probably out somewhere busy, right? But when the parents came, yes, you're a grown adult. You're right. You have all the rights in the world, right? As a grown adult. But, all right, let's switch it. You have a relationship with your father who's in his head, somewhere in his brain, he still thinks you're a child and he wants to make sure you're safe, right? It's courtesy. Call him if you know you're going to be late. Like, you don't owe him. You don't want to hear his mouth too raining on you and say, why you think that you're, and you start to question like, Baba, I'm old, I'm a big boy, why are you doing that, right? You don't even want that. So why don't you, like, around 8 o'clock and say, hey, Pops, Mama late, oh, I'll be late, just so you know, you don't have to stay up for me. He will make him feel at ease. There's nothing more than that you're doing with your wife or your husband, right? I'm gonna be here, Now, if you are not feeling safe to say that, it's because there are other issues. Again, there's trust issues. It's not the freedom dicey thing. It's the trust issue. And when we mix all these things together, is this where the problems comes, right? But we got to listen to people's story and say, how come he's literally counting down the number of minutes you went past the time you said you'll come home? It's not just because it's a guy who wants to be protected. No, it's bullshit, okay? He's feeling insecure, and it's not an indictment. It's not a crime. We've all been there where we feel insecure in one way or the other.
Yeah.
But you need to address it and say, hey, babe, you're not, and then at some point it's in between. You also, as a person who is feeling insecure, have to be intentional at this level and say, hey, I'm feeling a little insecure, but I'm going to choose to trust God right now. That you're going to have a lot of moments like that until it becomes second nature.
Yeah.
Right? And then eventually, if you do that, you practice that long enough, you notice that, oh, heaven did not fall out of the skies. Yes, she was 45 minutes late, but she came home and she gave me a kiss, and eventually it becomes second nature. And at that point, it truly feels like freedom, because you're not counting each other's footsteps. You're not doing that, right? But I say all of this, I'm long-winded, but I say all of this to say there are underlying issues.
Yeah.
Still, if you're loving a person in a way they don't feel free, you will collect woto. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. You can be right all you want. You know what time it is? I don't think I've played it today. You can be right.
Oh, you're right.
But it's feelings over facts when it comes to romantic relationships. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
it has happened. It has happened. Let's move on to Zainab.
No, you have something to say about Zainab, because I want to move on to the other stories.
Okay, for Zainab soon, it's just, you don't have to just say about that life is not really balanced. You said something about every woman will want to marry her, but why did they not marry her before this one came?
My show.
That's why you say this life is not really balanced. The thing is just that what if I told somebody about a week ago, I said, if you allow men marry the kind of women they want to marry, the whole world will be screaming every minute. What is going on?
Repeat that. If you allow what?
If you allow men marry the women they really want to marry,
right,
in their mind, the whole world will be screaming, what is going on? Oh God, call, oh God, come, oh, rapture take place. But a lot of them settle for that wife material that the society has painted as wife material.
So they don't see, you're saying that they don't see Zainab as a wife material. A lot of these guys.
No, I'm not talking about Zainab now. I'm just talking general.
In general.
Yeah. They settle for wife material, and they still go out there to meet the women they would have desired to marry. That's why you see all these side chick issues coming up. You understand? Okay, for Zainab, so to me too, I'll take Zainab as a cool girl. But
right.
you know this life partner thing, it has nothing to be like, it has nothing to do with whether you are good or bad. It is the people you meet and their choices.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah. In a lot of ways. Yes, that's true.
In a lot of ways, their choices. Now, this man was a widower. You know that? He was a widower.
This guy was a widower, so he's probably much older.
I don't think he's really much older. I think he must be in his 40s. I'm not sure that guy is
in his 40s. Okay, so now she's in her 30s, right?
50 years. No, I'm not sure that guy is 50 years. You know, he came and only God knows what happened. And she has been having difficulties considering. I think she had endometriosis or something.
She has health issues too, right?
Yeah. She came out with it. She came open with it and she said it. I don't know whether it's that one now. Well, nobody knows what really happened, but people always run along with the bad news.
That's true.
And what happened and all that. And and some things is that some men might be compelled to just do some certain things. They might not really want it. They'll just be compelled to. Then when they go in, they'll just say, and some men leave you not because you are not good. It's because they feel you are too good for them.
Wow.
Yes.
Explain that. Break that down.
When I mean they feel that you are too good for them, there are some things that they'll just if this girl cannot take this thing, if I want to live this kind of life, I better just let her be. I better let her be. And they might not want the divorce, but the wife at home will be feeling it. She will be feeling it. So she might want to waka. Maybe the man will be going out more, will be going to all those places that she might not be going to, or be doing things that she might not want, or demand for things that she cannot give,
If the lifestyle doesn't fit, could it be because the lifestyles don't fit?
Yes, yes, lifestyle too. But the thing is our choices and decisions is what makes us.
Yeah.
Most people don't look at those things when they are going into it. They feel that those things don't matter. When they not go, it not matter to them.
Yeah.
The man has kids already, so he might not really be bothered, But only God knows.
Maybe it's just another one. Zainab just happened to be a popular person.
No, I think whatever happened must have broken her too, because with her health issues and all that.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing: health issues can absolutely destroy marriages. Even if it's not one person's fault, not necessarily somebody's fault. Health issues, it can weigh on a marriage. It could be something as emotional, as simple as you were not there for me. It could be completely an emotional feeling. I felt like you were not there for me. It could also be, people cutting each other loose amicably and say, this is not what I bargained for. It could be a situation where she didn't see it coming too. Maybe it's something that was completely, from a blind. It could be so many things, right? But the one thing I can always tell people is that, hey, we were just talking about feeling free. Like, the couple that you see that they don't. It's not like they're kissing each other, holding each other's hands. You just know that they love each other. You just know it. You just could feel it.
Yes, I got you. Two of them. Let me be honest. I didn't feel any chemistry between the two of them.
Thank you.
No,
you just kind of know.
No affection.
Yeah.
But you know what I concluded? I know there are different kinds of people.
Yes.
That guy might be all this introverted that are not affectionate, but they are good husband. She too, she's a very introverted.
She's kind of introverted, right?
Yeah. Although she was on TV, but you could tell she was different from Olamide and the other Zainab or whatever.
Right.
The other, what's her name? There's the other girl. They were three together.
Oh, was Tools on that show?
No, Olamide.
It wasn't. Okay. Olamide and Ebuka. I remember Olamide and Ebuka. I don't remember anybody else.
I think they were three. The slim one is Olamide. There's another one before then Zainab.
I don't remember now. So it was years ago now.
That girl too. I don't know. I forgot her name. You could tell, but those things is not what we can tell. It's what the person that is involved with her can tell. You understand?
Right.
And she to what she can tell about that person.
Yes.
That guy, the way I was looking at her during that way, that guy, it was like, first of all, I felt they introduced them to each other.
Yeah. How do you feel about matchmaking, introducing someone to each other?
It works, but different. For me, it works, but I noticed that our people don't know how to do it perfectly well. You understand? They'll just like you. I know you. For example, you're a single. I know you. Brother Allah is a very good guy. He's a very nice guy. I'll look for a wife for him. I'll help you. I can link him up. Then I'll see another person. They say she's good. She's very good. Let me tell you, some people are very wonderful as friends.
Right. They're not the best potential husband or wife for someone.
They're wonderful as lovers.
Right, as lovers,
we don't know that because we never dated them. So now you introduce them. It's not even introducing them that is the issue. Now, if I'm a woman, I'm introducing a woman to a man. I don't know which of them is closer to me more. Definitely, maybe the woman. I know already. I know her story already. I know her already. I know. I'll just tell my sister, I want you to settle too. So see what I see. This guy, see his weak point. See. Don't take advantage of it. Use your brain. Be nice and use it to your advantage. So there will be peace. But some people will just say, I introduce the two of you, can go and be ask him any question you want to ask him. You don't do that.
Right.
You are opening them for failure. But people will say, no, it's better. You don't need to tell them a different thing. I know. Tell them what you want to tell them. As far as the truth, don't
Right.
lie. Don't lie. If the man is the man, he keeps many girlfriends. Yes, but he has agreed and he wants to marry, so that's the main thing. Let her go and find out for herself if he has really changed. You
Yeah.
don't tell her, then tomorrow A will come, B will come, 3. She will not say, but you didn't tell me. You say, I told you what we asked. Prepare that person. That's what I always say. Marriage classes don't teach couples. They just teach the basics and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Marriage.
yeah, yeah. Love each other.
They don't
Make sure
tell
you
them how to get
make sure
ready
you
for.
wash plates for each other. All of the different
Mhm.
types of plates.
Yeah. They don't tell them
The basic stuff.
how to face challenges. You see,
Yes.
people they marry just say,
Facts.
"Oh, you can't
I
take
agree.
it." Blah, 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 blah. They don't teach them how to. You have to prepare your mind. It's not
Yes.
easy. It won't be all that smooth. You have to prepare your mind. So
Yep.
prepare this person. So the person will not choose and give them alternatives. A, B, C, D to whatever. Then the person will choose the one that will suit him or her and their home. Because, like for cheating, some women don't really care about their husband or their wife going
Right.
to cheat or whatever.
Some don't care.
They don't
Yeah.
care about that. Those ones
Yeah.
don't really that it will not bother them unlike when there's another kind of betrayal. You understand? Or
Yeah.
maybe a raising hand over. You understand? Why some raising hand over is a deal breaker. Different people have different deal breakers. So you now figure out one for you and run along with it.
Yeah.
So what then okay, it really pained me because I really looked at two of them, let them just be in one corner, the man lost his wife and and this would be a very bad thing for the man because when a man lost his wife and married didn't work again, it will make things worse for him. He needs more therapy now because
Right. Because this is painful. This is pain that they have to
yeah,
heal, and yeah.
he
Yeah.
has to now heal the more because he will feel marriage is not for me. I don't want. He will not have that mind that marriage is not for me. It's only that my first wife that
And they don't stop there. They also continue to preach to other people that marriage is bad. They don't stop.
exactly.
Yeah, they don't say
Exactly.
marriage is not for me. They just say no, marriage is just a scam. It's a bad idea. That's what they end up doing. Chiye said, "Is it true that she has been banned from stepping foot in their church?" I think she's talking about Ayo, Pastor Ayo's wife.
It was part of the rumor that she was suspended and the Ayeri's wife was suspended too. But
Oh.
the man is the owner of the church,
Right.
and the people, the elders of the church must follow suit with him. So they might just say, "If I want to ban suspend," he will say they should do whatever they want to do. He just wants his peace.
Right.
I'm
Right.
just assuming that will be.
We
the
don't know.
solution.
We don't
We
know.
don't know.
Yeah.
So those are part of the rumor, but they'll sort things out. I noticed that she, from her disposition, and that she's not a no nonsense person. So all these things will still die down soon, and those kind of people can be very loving too.
Right. Quick question:
So,
Are you hanging out with me? I got a few more stories to cover.
I'm here.
Okay, let's get into the next story. Let's get to the next story. All right. Okay. So that All right. So some of you you saw me cover this people's story a few days ago. All right. By the way, my co-host today is Ice. She started to grace us today. So thank you, Ice, for hanging out today. So we're talking about Erica Mena and Safari. They are basically on the Love and Hip Hop reality TV show. All right. And let me just pull up this banner real quickly. So we're talking about these people, all right? Tongue kiss. What does this have to do with anything? Let's find out. I'm going to play 3 videos for you, then I want us to talk about it really quickly. All right, so this is this lady right here. They were on a show, and she ended up they have whipped cream, so they decided to get a little raunchy. So
It ain't even no more there.
all right, so I'm gonna play a second video for you, and then I'll give you the narrative.
Somebody says, honey.
About
My pain. Somebody says, honey.
what?
Like they said my name. I don't know why I feel like
Say my name.
Erica is a married woman, so Rich, be careful.
Rich, you want that old thing back?
Eric and I dated probably around 7 to 8 years ago.
Hey,
What up, mama?
what's up?
What's good?
How are you?
Our relationship was kind of tumultuous. We broke up on super bad terms. I got pictures and be on the internet tomorrow.
Go ahead, do
We haven't spoke a lot.
Proof he has shown you enough.
How much more in my face proof do I need of this man and his infidelity?
You don't need any more proof. He has shown you enough of how he moves, what he does, and how little he cares. I remember those days when I would constantly find out things online that Peter did or that he lied about. So I definitely know what Erica's feeling right now. When I was hurting like that, I just crawl under my rock and I would cry. And everybody always asked me, what was the thing that made you? When my daughter came to me and did that at 1 year old, and she couldn't even talk really. And she came to me and she looked at me like, Mommy, what is wrong with you? My baby gave me the strength that I needed to get away. Who knows if this is her breaking point, but
We're using this completely within the fair use guidelines. I probably was muted, but just wanted to pause it real quick. Let's finish it.
it damn sure could be. This is just crazy.
Mama, you good? Like I heard yelling across the hall. What's going on?
Safari got caught again.
What? What do you mean?
I feel away because I
All right, so of course now they're having all kind of empathy. Just want to make sure I'm not muted. Can you hear me, Ice Ice? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, all right. So do you follow this show at all?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right, so I'll give you the story. The first video, this video right here. Now, we don't know it was sequenced because they're manipulative with the way they put their show together. They sequence it to create drama, not necessarily in exact order as it happened, But we also know that these people are the characters. Nobody made them do what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
So this girl's husband, Erica Mena, is Safari, who used to be with Nicki Minaj. So the guy is it comes off as a playboy, but I don't really think it's a playboy. I think it's a lover boy, in my opinion. Yeah, when they have money, they try to camouflage as playboy, but it's just the money. They can't wait to use that money to make a girl fall in love with them. So they may do things like love bombing a girl, like roses and stuff like that. But usually it's
They use it to boost their ego too.
Yeah. But obviously money attracts women, certain type of women, and you will have more than of them around.
Everybody has got the prize. It's who is paying it that matters.
Abby, so even if the price is not money, right?
Yes.
So basically this chick that we're looking at here, Erica Mena, she's notorious. Everybody, I'm not sure if any regular man will want to make her a wife. I'm just not sure, But
You'll be shocked.
Thank you. I was about to say that because the truth is that sometimes, like women, sometimes these men run their mouth. But if some chick, even if she's coming right from the club as a stripper, she rubs your head, they will marry her. Some of these men will do it.
Of course.
You know, just because they rub his head down a little bit from the back, he's not in love. He thinks he can turn her to a wife. They do it all the time. That's why when they're running their mouths too, I'm like, yeah, whatever, you know. So anyway, so this lady, they were on a reunion show. They were going through divorce with the husband, and they basically at that show on the set they made up, like they've been fighting divorce. They kind of made up. They had Kerewa, you know, they put that out on the show. So now that same night they end up playing some game around sex or stuff like that, you know. Before you knew it, she was tongue kissing another woman who was ex-wife to another one of the guys on the set. So you see everybody yelling like it's like nothing. So Safari said he went when they got to the bedroom late in the evening. He was like, "Hey, I saw you tongue kissing the old lady the other time, like a few hours ago. Why don't you call her upstairs right now and let's get down? Whatever happens, happens." Right? And she said no. And she almost, according to him, she was almost taking an offense to that. Right? Even though a few hours before that, she was tongue kissing this lady. Right? So then we have this clip. This is another clip. This guy that's bending down in her ears talking to her is somebody that she used to date. They're also on the same show. It's good that you're here because I get to give them some recap on what the story is, at least from what they were saying in the confessional room, the short one I saw. So so basically this guy is bending down and basically flirting with this guy's wife, you know. And they're supposed to be all friends. This guy is also friends with the husband, right? And she's okay. At this point, she was still very angry with him, but she's enjoying the attention from her ex.
Yeah.
Just a little bit before that, you can see him flirting. You can see everybody kind of, and then this lady said,
"Be careful.
Be careful," because she's a married woman, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, and then later on, I think it's in the same episode or so, but again, I saw this narrative, so it makes sense. So later on,
Thought there was
what
some
happened?
progress that was
out. So I definitely know what.
Any more proof? He has.
What
shown
happened?
you-
Somebody tagged her online and said this guy was buying roses for another lady, something like that, and you know, basically accusation against the guy that, you know, he was messing with another lady, bought drinks, bought roses for the other lady, you know. So, you know, women don't like that when you, you know, the same thing that they kind of like, hold on one second, hold on. All right, we should be fine. All right. So, basically, you can hear me clearly, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So basically, you know, according to her, he got caught, but it's basically some random person tagged her, but she completely believed it, and you know, accusing the guy of infidelity. Now, my question is this: the reason why I brought this up is that earlier she didn't want. This is the same chick that she was tongue kissing, by the way, the one consoling her right now. Okay, ladies, if you ever hear any man say, you don't know how to to hold yourself accountable, this is an example of it. Okay, remember, she was tongue kissing this lady. They did not. Safari is asking, like, what if I was the one tongue kissing another person? She's accusing now they were going through divorce, so really he doesn't really owe her any kind of loyalty, you know, because they're going through divorce. But she's extremely angry, and she's, you know, she's holding him accountable right now, right? Even though he wasn't able to hold her accountable. You know, you were tongue kissing ladies, you must like her, you must be attracted to her. Why don't you bring her upstairs? Whatever happens, right? Men will say that. We will say things like that, you know. Before we get angry, we'll see if something can happen, you know. But anyway, that's where this story is. So my question for you, Bhagavad, right? This situation right here, do you see double standard here? If a man were to be tongue kissing another person, let's just say another person, right? how come he couldn't get away with that? But she's not only getting away with it right now, she's accusing him of infidelity, even though they're not really together.
Is that your question?
Yes, it's a question. What are your thoughts? Just share your thoughts around this. Now, these are not our normal people. These are celebrities.
Okay.
These are weirdos.
They are no way. They are humans like us. The only difference is just that they are doing packaging and packaging. They have to make it. Yeah, they have to fake it for us to look at them and like they are above every regular people. They're just, a lot of regular people are better than them, but their own packaging will make them look different or unique. Anyway, you see these people. Of course, there's obvious double standards, but it's two ways. Before they had issues, would Safari had asked her to bring another female upstairs or wherever they were for them to have Kirewa? No, he wouldn't have done that. But he did it now because maybe he's feeling while they were apart. That was her thing. While they were filing for divorce or wherever.
She is into women. She's bisexual too. So.
Oh, okay. You see, mommy, he knows. So that's why you innocently ask her. Maybe that will make her mind, soften the more. That's why he asked her. Okay, now he's buying flowers. She didn't catch him, right? He's just buying flowers and whatever for his
Mm-hmm.
You know why she's feeling like this? She knows that guy too. She knows if that guy is doing that guy really likes that girl.
Make sure the mic is close to your mouth. It sounds muffled a little bit.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. It just sounds muffled. Make sure the mic is open.
I'm using my phone. Yeah. So now she's feeling this way because she feels that she knows that guy knows that if that guy is doing that out, then must surely like that new girl.
I can barely hear you. It sounds muffled. I can hear you, but it just sounds muffled. Like something is covering the microphone or something.
Yeah, I'm using my phone. Okay, let me try. Hold on, let me try.
Yeah, if you're using Bluetooth, maybe it's the Bluetooth.
Can you drop your link again?
What's that?
Can you drop your link?
No, I can't hear you. You sound muffled. I can hear you, but it sounds muffled. So it's hard to put your words together. Are you talking?
Words together.
Yeah, I can hear myself, more or less. Are you still there? Okay, she came back. That's not there.
Yeah, is this clear?
This is clearer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the thing is that she's feeling this way because she knows the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows for the guy to be doing this for another girl, the guy really likes that girl. And she's losing out. That's why she's feeling this way. It's
that's
not like,
so that's a good point. So it's a territory thing at this point.
Yeah, she's losing out. That's why I tell people if any woman send you a text or calls you or try to tell you, leave my man alone, you're already a threat to that woman. You obviously have an upper hand. Whether you see, she has already. If she doesn't say anything, that means she's in control of it. You see?
Yeah, that makes sense. Sense. Yeah.
So that's why she's feeling like she knows she's losing out. That's why she's feeling this way.
Now, I would argue that yes, she knows she's missing out, but the moment she realizes she's not missing out, it's almost like she doesn't really care either. Because again, these people, like you said, they are normal people. It's just that they don't realize that until they start to realize that they hurt just as much as normal people, right? They try to act like they're just, it's not a big deal. Get to this person, don't kill this person, you mess with this person. But eventually, they're also territorial, they get envious, they get jealous, like everybody else. So, more importantly, anyway, the reason why I put this up, gentlemen, please don't come and cry to me if you end up with this kind of girl. If you pick this kind of girl, please don't do that. Don't do that to yourself, because I will drag you. And I will not hold her accountable. You can't come to me and act like you don't know who Erica Mena was before. So you don't get to cry. You have to literally suck it up, deal with it, and whatever. Safari is even lucky because he didn't get hit with a lot of child support. I think he got hit with $6,000, something stupid, right? He's lucky.
How many kids do they have?
2.
That's small.
Yeah, exactly. So he's lucky. You better maintain it that way, because if she goes back to court, she's gonna get 3 times more. So So that's the main reason why I brought up this story, because listen, she's don't kiss somebody and now you try to, and then she double standard. Dude, double standard is part of life. It is what it is. There's double standard on both sides. There are things we enjoy that the ladies don't get to enjoy as men. There are things that the ladies enjoy that we don't get to enjoy as men. 2 to get 2. You can't come back and say this is double standard. What if I was talking? Hey, go and kiss another man. I don't know. I don't know why that's a point of contention, but that's what it was saying. I was like, dude, this dude, are you stupid or something? If you guys were happy, these people end up in threesomes and all kind of stuff. They do.
Exactly.
So that's not. It's just the wrong timing, and you pick that person as a wife. You have to. Yes, you're gonna have to deal with it. But I didn't see it coming. She changed. Hey, welcome to the real world. It's not fair, and it's fair at the same time for everyone. So yes, let me move on to this third story of whatever this story. Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Admits to having relations with Deacon's wife. But wait, there is more.
Hold on.
Judge
Mr.
Lake
Is that the
rules.
way you talk to your pastor?
You not
Or
my
you
pastor
talk to your
no more.
friend that way?
You're not my you not a friend.
Oh, you're a pastor, not a pastor. Because you do not belong to my congregation anymore.
Let's get some order. Let's get some order. So, Pastor Hatton,
Yes.
you are agreeing and you are admitting that you had a sexual relationship with Mr. Mayhorn's wife.
Yes, ma'am.
He is suing you for alienation of affection.
Whatever
Why
that
should
means.
you?
How can he sue me for something that I didn't do to him personally?
Your Honor,
He needs to sue his wife.
It's called alienation of
Well,
affection.
man, he needs to sue his wife. I
says
didn't force her to have sex with me.
Well, but you were a party to it. Go back to how you found out about this, Mr. Mayhorn. How did you figure all this out?
I was working with the church secretary, Miss Betty Jones. She handed me an invoice showing that with my name on it. I do have it here for your records.
I'd like to see it.
Miss Jones?
Can you give me all your evidence that you brought to court, please?
Thank you.
Thank you. So this is the hotel bill?
That's also my food delivery bill, because subsequently my wife left me. She told me she didn't want to be married with me anymore. So now I got to cook for myself. I got to clean my own house.
So you don't know how to cook and clean?
You know what? Your mama.
All right, do you have any evidence for me, sir?
Evidence in terms of what, ma'am?
Evidence that you bring to court to prove your case.
This is my word against. I already admitted that I had relations with his wife.
That's exactly right. But you said a Jezebel spirit? I thought you might have brought in something to prove that you were not intentional in this. Because if you intentionally came between him and his wife, that's the basis for alienation of affection.
Well,
and now your witness is standing. I'd like to hear from her, Mr. Mayhorn. State your name for the record, ma'am.
Yes. My name is Betty Jones.
Hello, Ms. Jones. What would you like to add to this?
I would like to add that I have been the church secretary for over 25 years. Nothing comes to the church I will not see.
Okay.
So I was taken aback when this receipt came to the church, and I knew Mr. Mayhorn had not been away. The receipt was in his name, and I knew the pastor had been away.
Okay, stop. I want to understand this. You saw a receipt. Whose name was on the receipt?
The name on the receipt was Mr. Mayhorn.
Okay, so how did you come to realize that the pastor was responsible for this receipt?
Because he gave it to me.
Oh.
And I had already had an inkling that something was transpiring between the pastor and Mr.
I gave you just one receipt. You are the church secretary, so you are in charge of all the receipts. And if you had any problem with anything that I did, you could have came to me. We wouldn't have been here today.
Pastor Hatton.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not giving no sermon in here, and you're definitely not yelling at no women. So bring it down a notch.
Yes, ma'am.
It was impossible for me to go to him because I had already done something amiss myself. I had been in a relationship with the pastor.
Oh, so this is jealousy.
And he
do it yourself.
halfway was the only person. But when I found out I wasn't the only person, I was highly perturbed.
Well, listen, Ben, if you're going to tell the truth, tell the whole truth. The only reason you say anything to this man is because you were jealous.
No.
Because I was with his wife and not with you.
No.
Be honest.
The church secretary just said, not only are you sleeping with the deacon's wife, you were sleeping with her too. And you didn't deny it.
Don't deny any of it.
What kind of pastoring are you doing?
Well, I'll say this. I'm not the first pastor you heard anything like that about.
Oh, actually you are. This is an easy case. Right?
Easy
because you've admitted that you slept with his wife.
Yes.
And under the law, you intentionally do that when you know they're married. You even knew their marriage was going through a bit of a rocky time. They came to you for help, for counsel. And instead, I always say this, do not seek counsel under the covers. And that's exactly where you led Ms. Mayhorn. And it's for that, it is for that reason, I'm done hearing from you. It is for that reason, it has been determined by this court that we are ruling in favor of the plaintiff for $10,000. Pay it. And if I were you, I would step down as pastor. I don't think this is a role you take seriously or you value, and God don't like ugly. Court is adjourned.
All right. All right. Ice. Go enjoy yourself. You enjoy yourself?
Oh, my God. You see, Balala, before the mama confessed that she too was in line with the man, I was already thinking about it. I was like,
what if it is mama they look for here?
No, not the mama.
Okay.
When they just came there, the way the man was talking, the way the pastor was talking,
right?
You know, I was already thinking. I said, this man is sleeping with all the women in his church.
All the women.
That was when I mean all the women. You know what I mean? You know, anyone that can.
I know. I know what you mean. Don't worry.
I was already thinking of that before Mama just said she was with him and she found out she was not the only one. I just said,
and you were like,
the way he has minus zero remorse. You will know that he's doing what he's doing deliberately.
Yeah.
Not be only our people, not be who they talk. That's why I tell people everything is everywhere. It's a universal thing. There's nothing like location or race.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere. It's the same thing everywhere. By the way, shout out to Brother Patrick. He shared this video in the WhatsApp group. Go and join the WhatsApp group, please. Don't get left out. Just go from your phone.
It's refusing to load. I don't know why it's loading and loading.
What's that? Oh, it's loading. Okay, if that doesn't work for you, just send, not that one, but this one. Just send to that phone number. But it's scrolling on the screen right now as well. Just send a WhatsApp message to that. Say add me to the group. If that doesn't work,
Okay.
But it could be because we're on live right now too. Who knows? But yeah.
Okay.
So join the group. That's where he shared with us. And if you share a video with me like that, and I think we can extract some lessons, I will definitely continue to review like that.
Show the number again.
Oh, okay. It's 732 plus 1732. Let me find it again. Let's find it. Where we at? There you go. Yeah. So plus 1732 305 8577. So here's the thing with this story. This one is a part of me wants to say, is this a skit? But then I wake myself up, like, wait, there are trifling people like this in the world all the time, even in the church. Even in the church. Please don't get it twisted. People are people everywhere you go. And anytime you want to. By the way, if your natural inclination is to say, "Man ain't shit," keep in mind that he's doing it with a woman. A few other women. Okay, let's keep that at the back of your mind. Some of them are married. Okay,
obviously.
So keep that at the back of your mind. But the one thing that really stands out here for me is that the pulpit is a very powerful tool.
Supposed to be.
No, it still is. Period. It's a double-edged sword. It can be used in either direction. Right?
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword. People can use it for bad, they can use it for good. People can use it to manipulate, they can use it to take advantage of people. And people in general, not just women, yes, of course women too, are attracted to people on the stage. Okay? Because it's influence. It's just what it is. It's not something we decide. If you see, just think about the level of attraction that people naturally have towards people like Tony Olumelu or Hush Puppy. Right? Let's not cap. Human beings are attracted to power and influence. It's just what it is. So if you're aware of that, then you will ask questions. It was you that was saying you always ask questions, right? You're not the average person. You're not the average human being.
No, I'm different.
Yeah, most people don't ask questions. Most people.
I'm a critical thinker.
Yes, and most people, most of you here hanging out with me are critical thinkers. People that are not critical thinkers, they can't stand me. I'm boring. Okay, it's just what it is. Okay. So if you are aware of that, you will judge people less. Doesn't mean you can't hold them accountable, but you judge judge them less. You just see like, just another human being in a mess. That's all it is, right? So that doesn't mean we can't hold them accountable. That doesn't mean we can't, show some people around, and we can definitely pay attention to a few things here and there. We can still be human too, because you're required to be. If you want to enjoy romantic love, you're going to have to be vulnerable to a good extent. You can't be a person that their radar is always going off for every little thing they see. That will work against what we call the in-love experience. You want to be able to rest and trust, in that space. But the other person you get with, if you're a certain type of person with a personality, a temperament, or a certain type personality, right? The other person will also have to create that environment for you, for your personality, right? For it to work. Because you can't unknow what you know. You can't turn off yourself, who you are at the end of the day. So that's where compatibility can play a part. But compatibility plays this role. It's like the truth. You don't have to help it when you're getting to know a person, right? You don't have to ask a million questions to know if you're compatible. That's cap right there. If you're having to ask a million questions to know if you're compatible, you're already not compatible. Don't waste your time. It's something that we basically just mesh once it's happening, and it's effortless. You don't have to force it with stupid questions from gurus, So, but for these people right here, I think at this point, to me, it's just entertainment. What I can tell you is that if you have a lover, nurture your relationships. Okay? Yeah. Nurture your relationships. Your person you're with, yes, I will hope they're a person of good character. They carry themselves a certain way. They won't do certain things. Clap for yourself, okay? They are basically human like the rest of us. What's the Bible verse about the devil is always out there looking to devour, that's the reality. Okay, sometimes it showcases itself as a form of a pastor who knows how to say the right things. Okay?
Yeah.
How many times do you need to hear that story before you know this is just a thing? Pastor can take your wife, your deaconess wife.
Of course. Yeah, they take on a steady. It's the ones that with the cash that they know now. A lot of them, they take on a steady. And let me tell you the truth. They keep the secret. They die with the secret.
Yeah. It's a difficult thing. It's a very tempting position for pastors to be in. The pastor, Fato Yibos, you know the stories. Right? Who's the other pastor? That's Apostle Suleiman. Right? Listen, I'm not, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not clapping for them and rooting for them. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm telling you is that position for any pastor, ask any pastor, my pastor, your very gentle soul pastor, it's a very tempting position to be in, where women feel like they can come to you and tell you their secret. And in fact, my pastor told us a story one time. It was like this lady, he just felt something. She was coming to kneel down. The way she was holding, it's like when she knelt down. Everybody was there, but something was. The way he said something was just off, and he was like, hold on, madam. He was calling his wife, mommy, come and pray for her. Right. So when the Bible says flee, right, it's like you don't wait until there's cutlass or no. Yeah. It's like sometimes you could feel it in your spirit. You felt the attraction. Sometimes your wife felt the attraction before you. Your wife could sense it.
Women sense it before you. Men are ready. They don't really care. Even when you tell them, obviously, that see this thing, this woman likes me. You say no, she's how can you think of that? Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to be that guy, In fact, it's happened to me. I can't even count how many times. I'm telling you, my wife could just tell, and I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. I'm like, oh, just a friend, but something will happen later and will confirm that she was right.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Some people say it's intuition, it's woman, whatever you want to call it.
It's just women intuition. They see you men don't you don't really pay attention to those things like women,
Yep. Sometimes it's not somebody she actually know at all. Like they have never met. But something just happened. I was like, God damn.
Do you know even as boyfriend and girlfriends,
Right.
Do you know if five girls are in a room and you enter the room, you will know the one your boyfriend is having something with.
Yeah, that part, exactly. Like I've seen enough examples to know that this is a real thing,
Yeah.
So my pastor said he just like Mommy, come here. You know how they call themselves. Pray for her.
Daddy push him away.
Kojuma ribi, bugbara logun.
Before they tempt daddy into trouble.
Yes, so it's real. These things are real, and we have to just be gentlemen. You have to be aware of that. I mean, if you care about your relationship, if you don't care about your relationship, please by all means knock yourself out too. It's not that deep for me. I don't judge anyone what you want to do, but if you know it's a relationship you care about, nurture it. Make sure you protect yourself, protect your relationship, protect your marriage. Don't wait for your own intentionality, because that thing fall on his face all the time. I keep telling you, okay? You're human like the rest of us, you know. But let's move on to the next story here.
Okay.
Let's go to the next story here.
ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ̀yin single mothers ẹ bọ́ síbi mo fẹ́ bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ ìdí ẹ̀ tí mo fẹ́ sọ Yorùbá mi ìfẹ́ kí gbogbo àwọn òyìnbó kan gbọ́ gbogbo àṣírí yín especially ẹ̀yin single mothers tó jẹ́ pé ẹ̀ ń gbowó bàbá ìjọba máa fún yín lówó pé kẹ́ máa fi tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ yín àwọn ọmọ tẹ̀ ń bí kákàkiri you understand me tó jẹ́ pé ìyá kan bàbá mẹ́wàá ni yín àwọn ọmọ yẹn ń sìn owó tó ń fún yín pé kẹ́ máa fi tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ yín ẹ máa fi ṣe oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀fọ́ rírò ẹja tútù ẹ máa fi ṣe de ọkọlọ́kọ tó ń bọ̀ á máa bá yín sùn mọ́lé ilé tí ìjọba tún fún yín pé kẹ́ máa ti tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ yín ẹ yára yín ní brain owó tí ìjọba ń fún yín pé kẹ́ fi tọ́jú ara yín kẹ́ fi tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ yín ẹ máa fi ṣe ẹ̀fọ́ rírò ẹ máa fi ṣe ẹja tútù máa de ọkọlọ́kọ nítorí ọkọ púpọ̀ nù yín ẹ ti gbàgbé nǹkan tó gbé yín wá sílùú òyìnbó tó jẹ́ pé tátàtàtà kótókótó yẹn lẹ́ ń bá kiri London you understand me mo láti sọ Yorùbá kí n fi fún yín ní àwọn ìmọ̀ràn kẹ́ yára yín ní brain ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ̀yin single mother.
All right. So let me. Do you understand Yoruba? Okay, make I translate. Oh more these people, man. The social media is a gift. All right. So interpretation. She called on all single mothers and tried to advise them. Shout out to Instablog Niger. Advise them that the money given to them by the British government are usually diverted to something else instead of them to use it to take care of their kids, which is not right. She further said that most of the money are spent on cooking vegetable soup for someone else's husband. At the end of the clip, she tried to tell them to be cautious and stop their acts. Okay, so let's break this down. Let's break it down. What are your thoughts?
You see, well, one time we were discussing about this. Some ladies were bragging and boasting that man not fit chop my money, man not fit chop my money. I kept quiet. They were talking. Mm-hmm. They said, for what now? I kept quiet. When they all finished, and I said, you know what? I said, when you talk like this, it shows that you are the one that is doing it the most. They said, no. I said, look, people that do things for real don't talk. Mm-hmm. I said, look, okay, what is it? First of all, I ask, and when I want to discuss something, I'll ask, what is the meaning of that thing to you? Because people don't, the meaning of things differ from
from people to
people. Mm-hmm. I say, when you say you spend money on man, what do you mean? He say, you come borrow money and you give man. I said, okay, that's the whole meaning of spending money on man. No? Right. I said, do you know that when a man comes to your house and drink, even if it's malt or water, whatever, you are spending money?
Yes, no.
He said, no. I said, okay, is he the one that bought the water or the drink? He said, but can just give him anything when he comes to you. I said, that is it. He comes to your house, you give him something. You are spending money. Spending this money is in different levels. Some have enough to give them as borrow or buy car or buy house. Why you have your own little one that you have for food and maybe whatever it is you bought that is small. I said, look, spending or no spending, the thing is just, let's pray not to meet an unfortunate person.
Right,
you know, if you meet an unfortunate person, that's when you regret anything you do. But if you don't meet an unfortunate person, you won't regret anything you are doing. For these women, I understand. There's one thing me to have. I'm a woman. I observe something abroad, especially with single mothers. And single mothers have been the ones that were really married before, not even like single mothers,
right?
Like girlfriend that had children. No, the ones that were really, really married
They
before.
were married. They're divorcees.
Yeah. Some of them are not even divorced. Some are just separated. Some their husband actually, some of them their husband actually sent them abroad for them to give their children better life. To say you go abroad and I will stay back home.
Right.
A lot of them. I don't know, but I know that what I figured out is that, you know, our Kerewa life in Nigeria is very poor. Let's be honest. It's very poor. Some of them will come here, but those that have anything to do with outside people apart from our people, is the kind of Kerewa they get from those people that get them carried away. Because the kind of Kerewa they get from those people is what we don't really take as normal.
Are you saying they were stigmatized?
Yes.
Yes. They were stigmatized there.
Not just you know what I mean, some kind of Kerewa that our people never did. Our people will say it's an abomination if I do it. Those are the ones those other people from other places do to them, that they get carried away. Then our people now found out, our own men now.
When you're saying our people, you're not talking about Yoruba guys, yeah? You're talking about people from Calabar.
Niger,
all of us.
Yes, I'm talking about Niger generally. So our people now found out that was the way all these women got hooked with those guys. And to be honest, most of our men, they like those ones that have had children before because they don't want kids.
Right.
Because they don't want kids, they just want to have somebody that
also a lot of men believe that women know they like Kerewa anyway. What's in there? Not food.
Okay. This is an issue. So they too now learned that skill that other people are doing to our people, to our women, and they are doing it. So for our people that are dating our people here abroad, those ones can do the Kerewa that their husband back home couldn't do. Even some of them, their husbands.
So let me see if I'm getting this correct. You're saying women are more. It sounds like you're saying they're much more comfortable with people outside of what they married to try new things.
No.
Okay.
You play something now about the lady was saying the money they give to their children.
Right.
They use it to cook for men.
To cook eforiro and ejatutu for
men.
Other people's men. Precisely other people's men. She was very precise.
All join men or whether other people, whether single men.
No, she was very precise. So this is very important. This is a very important part of the story. She was very precise. Okay. Let me play up. I need you to hear it. Wait.
That's what I'm telling you now, that they do it because of their carried away.
So they get carried away by other people's husband. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because those ones give them even more attention than their own that they have at home.
Okay, so the attention they're getting from these complete strangers, they are drunk off of it. So they use the money that they are getting from the UK government, British government,
everywhere.
To feed.
It's not only UK, everywhere.
And this is day for UK. Let's drag UK people a little bit now. Let make UK people collect small now.
Okay,
they use British government money to feed these men, right? So you're saying is because of they're drunk off of attention from this strangers, basically.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that. I think there's a lot of there's a lot of truth to that, because people generally this is something that every one of us have to be careful with, right? Complacency, see finish, enter every relationship. It's just what it is. You tend to appreciate things on the other side. This is every human being. The grass is greener on the other side syndrome.
Exactly. I wanted to say that.
Yeah, that's all of
greener.
us. Yes, you always think it's greener. So it takes you being intentional and being aware and being wise to say, hey, that's just me being human being. Let me nurture, let me water this grass here, right? So that's a good point that you made, you know. Now there's something else this auntie is trying to tell us. You know, she's mixing what she's trying to tell us into something else. I'm not sure if anybody in the comments heard her properly, you know, but let me just play the video again. I'll stop at every junction. Maybe that can help, because it's a fairly, let me see, it's a 1 minute video. It's not long, right? So let's get into it.
Hey Joe, you single mothers, possibly mo fẹ́ bá yín sọ̀rọ̀.
So what she said is, yeah, please let me translate. So sometimes when you translate, you know, meanings get lost in translation, right?
Yeah, I know.
So she said, you single mothers, I beg, come here, make a nyana, right?
So you buy me fẹ́ kí gbogbo àwọn òyìnbó kan gbọ́ gbogbo àṣírí yín.
She said, I don't want all of the Oyinbo people to know your secrets, so make her speak Yoruba.
Especially ẹ̀yin single mothers tó jẹ́ pé ẹ ń gbowó bàbá.
Hey, she made a point here. She used a word, a keyword. She said especially. That means she's trying to talk to you. Single mothers. The ones that you are collecting government money. Benefit, welfare. Right. See, our problem is different from our American friends. Them, they say women, they collect money, kick man out. That's their own problem. You know, this lady here is saying women collect money, they feed man, but not their own husband, basically other people's husbands, particularly.
Where they help them too now.
You say what?
Where they help the women too.
Let's see. The government will give you money to feed your children. Oh, the children that you are having all over the place. Listen, this woman is trying to speak to somebody. I think it's one person. Hey.
No, not one person. All our women. Huh?
No.
Have you not seen four children, four fathers, five children, five fathers?
No, okay. I need to break this down. You're right, but here's what I'm trying to say. This woman has a certain type of experience. She's trying to speak to this one person. There's this one person in this woman's life. Yes, there are many people like that person. You're right. But this woman is talking to somebody. Okay, so this person has multiple children all over the place. Okay, this person, they collect welfare. Okay, not from US. See, I told you earlier, it's from UK, from British people. She's okay. Oh, Baba.
You understand me?
She said that let me translate this properly.
Four fathers, five fathers.
Yeah, some of you is one mother, Baba Mewa, 10 fathers. Okay, baby fathers all over the place, essentially.
Àwọn ọmọ yẹn ń sìn owó tó ń fún yín pé kẹ́ máa fi tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ yín ẹ máa fi ṣe oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀fọ́ rírò.
All right. She said this money they gave you to feed your children, you will use it to cook orishirishi. I cannot translate orishirishi to English. I'm sorry, it doesn't carry the same meaning.
It's assorted.
No, it's not the same. No, that's direct translation. Orishirishi in this context.
Assorted soup.
I know now. That's direct translation. The Yoruba is not the same thing as English. So maybe somebody, it's not the same thing. This is literally orishirishi
stuff.
Men.
Stuff.
Yeah, I saw orishirishi ẹran. You're right. You'll be right. Orishirishi ẹran in an obe. If I'm eating food, right? Like go to African store, right? You'll be correct, right? But she said, mama fi. Let me repeat. When you say orishirishi ọkùnrin, it carries a different meaning entirely.
Ṣe oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀fọ́ rírò.
Oh, when you use cook oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀fọ́ rírò. Now, okay. So she's not so oríṣiríṣi ọkùnrin. You say oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀fọ́ rírò. What is oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀fọ́ rírò? Say oríṣiríṣi ẹran nínú ẹ̀fọ́ rírò.
Oríṣiríṣi vegetables now.
Do you cook? Don't make I argue with you. Do you cook multiple efforts in the same effort?
No.
She's trying to say something.
She said different soup.
No, she's trying to say something.
She makes different soup for different men.
No. She did say different soup. She didn't say oríṣiríṣi ọbẹ̀. She said oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀fọ́ rírò. How many ẹ̀fọ́ rírò do we have? There's different types of spinach, I guess.
There's half one, there's a big icon, there's the direct vegetable. There are different oríṣiríṣi now. Different for you.
No, she's trying to say, she did the mouth? Okay. When she did her mouth like this, that has additional meaning to it too. Look at her.
Oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀fọ́ rírò, ẹja tútù.
The air in between. The air when she did oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀fọ́ rírò, when she did her body, you see her body kind of bounce a little bit, whatever she's sitting on.
For the man.
It's not about soups. Ice. It's not about soup. It's not. This is not about soup at this point. No, I don't go spoil you. No, we have to go that angle. But this one is not about soup. It's about. I'll tell you what it's about. Let her continue. This is the part that's much more important to her. The okoloko part. That's the most important part in this video. This is what she meant to say. It's not about the soup. It's not about the meat. It's not about the children. Okay? It's not about the UK government. This is the most important. Somebody else's husband is the most important part in this whole thing. If we now want collect properly. Make we do them. Make we break them down, right?
Ẹ máa fi ṣe oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀fọ́ rírò, ẹja tútù, ẹ máa fi ṣe dé ọkọlọ́kọ.
Why can't she say dé ọkùnrin? Men. Right? She said tell us now. No, now go do them. We go analyze this together. Now this is the question. Why not say dé ọkùnrin? Meaning you use it to cook for men. See, that advice will be plain, simple, authentic. If you say men, but you say okoloko, this advice is pregnant. Right? Alright, let's keep going.
Tombo amabayin sumole.
Tombo amabayin sumole. Do you understand that part? Ice.
Yeah, the man comes to sleep in the house.
No, see that's that's direct translation. Wabayinsu mole, come and sleep with you, have sex with you in your house. That's what that means. Bayinsu is different from sun. See why I said the translation, it loses translation in.
The men won't even date women. The men won't even date women that don't have a comfortable house. If you don't know now. The men abroad won't even date a woman that doesn't have a comfortable house.
She's not talking about dating. She's talking about coming to her do kerewa with other people's husband. This is our point of contention. Ladies, if you saw this video on Instablog Nigeria and you thought they were just advising you to manage your money, this wasn't about money. This wasn't about money. She's saying stay away from her husband. That's what she's saying. You get it?
Mm.
She said
you'll be surprised that woman does not even have a husband.
Oh, she has somebody that she does not like that she's accusing of doing this.
But yeah, I know. Maybe there's somebody she's trying to talk to, and she's not trying to generalize it.
Yes, exactly. This is personal. That's the bottom line. What I'm saying. it may not be directly personal. She may just have something against somebody who she's trying to shame with this behavior, right?
Mm.
But if somebody's going to end up in this comment once I chop up these videos, and then they will be like, I know her, you're right.
Yes. You always know them now. You always know them.
People know these people now. Mm-hmm. Let's continue. Maybe she will say other things to prove this point.
ilé tí ìjọba tún fún yín pé kẹ́ máa ti tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ yín yára yín ní brain owó tí ìjọba fún yín pé kẹ́ fi.
Now no borrow na self brain. That one is direct translation. But if you pay attention to people, this is part of emotional intelligence, by the way. You don't get it, forget about it. That's true. Right? You know, this is part of emotional intelligence. All of us, we're trying to say something, but we kind of wrap it up in all. The one thing we're trying to say is there.
Yeah.
This is why active listening is very, very important.
Yeah.
You know, everything we say, we wrap it up in our feelings. Our feelings are fake by nature, but they are real because they become the vibe and the energy in the house, right? But at the end of the day, they're not, you can't touch it. They're not tangible. They're not things you can prove, right? But we will wrap all those feelings in words up, and there's that. You have to listen long enough and deep enough to hear what somebody is trying to say, and to
get the message.
To get the message, and this is like a jovial type of fun way to really explain that, right? I'm dead ass. I'm serious. What she's trying to say is stay away from my husband or stay away from other people's husband. That's the whole point she's trying to make. She doesn't care about those children that she just used in that example. She does not care. She cares only about the fact that you're sleeping with other people's husband, and that's all she cares about. And by the way, I could bet my whole monthly livelihood on it that she's actually talking about her husband. Just a bet. I don't know, right? So that's the point that I'm making here. Right?
You might be right, sir.
You said waiting?
You might be very right, sir.
I'll be waiting.
You might be very right.
I could be wrong.
You are right.
I could be wrong too, but you know, time will tell.
Ayé kẹ́ fi tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ yín, ẹ máa fi ṣe ẹ̀fọ́ rírò, ẹ máa fi ṣe ẹja tútù, máa di ọkọ lọ́kọ nítorí ọkọ.
Ẹ máa di ọkọ lọ́kọ. That means you put other people's husband in bondage. What does this have to do with British money? I beg. Somebody help me.
Don't you know that when they chop their life with that food, you chop their life.
That man go die there.
Yeah, no, then she dey talk now. She dey beg una na mo na le put them.
She said, "I beg, release my husband. I beg, I beg." That's all she's trying to say.
Púpọ̀ nù yín ẹ ti gbàgbé nǹkan tó gbé yín wá sílùú òyìnbó tó jẹ́ pé tàtàtàtà kótókótó yẹn lẹ́ ń bá kiri London.
Katakata toto. Please, I beg, tell me what that means.
That's the twa now.
Is it safe if I say that means nonsense, right? All that nonsense, something like that, right?
Yeah.
You understand me? Mo láti sọ Yorùbá kí n fi fún yín ní àwọn ìmọ̀ràn kẹ́ yára yín ní brain. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ̀yin single mother.
All right. So the person that did the translation that I read earlier, is terrible translation, and to be fair to them, they couldn't really do that translation without what I just did. You need to be able to see my face. You need to be able to hear my voice. You need to be able to, because of the emotions that what she's trying to say, you need to be able to see her face too. Because again, this is why, let me pull another lesson out of this. Text messages are terrible when you're in a romantic relationships. Don't do it. You should only do it to say, "I love you, babe. I'll see you at home." Okay, babe. All right, that makes sense, babe. Oh, correct, right? Things like that. If you're using it to express a full-blown emotional issue, emotionally charged issues, you're going to destroy your marriage and your relationship. It's undefeated, okay? It doesn't matter if you're right, as usual. You could be saying things that they're supposed to know already, but text by nature only carries so much meaning or meanings, right? Because what happens is that people will read it English, whatever, you know, but they will now interpret what they are reading with their own, what's the word I'm looking for? They interpret it based on their own, the way they think. There's a word I'm looking for, but basically they mix up their livelihood, their childhood, how they interpret matters, their point of contention, what their emotions. They mix it up with everything, then they give it an interpretation, and it's highly likely it's not going to be what you meant.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't feel safe to ask. They don't feel safe, or they're not wise to ask you, "What do you mean by this?" What they do is they conclude that that's what you meant. They hold resentment. Sometimes that's the worst part. Sometimes they ask you as a fight, which means they are offending you too. Now it becomes so. Don't use text ever to exchange conversations that are emotionally charged between you and your lover. You would destroy what you have, man or woman. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if you, as long as if you consider it emotionally charged, it needs to wait until you speak to that person. At least speak to that person. They can hear your emotions. Preferably when you see each other face to face, so that you can exchange the energy as opposed to just the words. You know, people can say it's like, "Huh?" They can see your face that you're already reacting a certain way. They can pause. They can slow, as opposed to just write text because you just need to get it off your chest. Hey, sometimes you've ended your marriage years before it actually happens, and you don't realize it was that one text message. Very, very important. So text by nature are just terrible translators of emotions, you know. But this madam here, I think our message is clear for those that have 80 to hear. Stay away from her husband. She's made her point clear. Do you agree with me? She doesn't care about the British money like that.
Yes, no, she doesn't really care about that.
Let's move on to the next story. I think this may be the last story. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's get to it.
For some, but special shout out to black women. I've often been credited with, having these grand ideas of people like, "Oh, Trevor, you're so smart and and then I'm like, who do you think teaches me? Who do you think has shaped me, nourished me, informed me? From my mom, my grand, my aunt, all these black women in my life, but then in America as well. I always tell people, if you truly want to learn about America, talk to black women. Yeah, because unlike everybody else, black women cannot afford to around and find out. Black people understand how hard it is when things go bad. This is random for some, but special shout out to.
All right, so basically, do you know this guy, Trevor Noah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's done with this show, his late night show.
Yeah.
So I think I covered that a few months ago. He's moving on, but he's praising black women. So, and he thinks black women taught him everything. But he made a statement. He said, black women can't. Let me find it again. I don't want to misquote him.
People are like, "Oh, Trevor, you're so smart and and then I'm like, who do you think teaches me? Who do you think has shaped me, nourished me, informed me? From my mom, my grand, my aunt, all these black women in my life, but then in America as well. I always tell people, if you truly want to learn about America, talk to black women. Yeah, because unlike everybody else, black women cannot afford to around and find out.
Okay, so he said black women can't afford to fuck around and find out. I usually say that about men. Men do mess around, make mistakes, and then find out later, and then they collect. Now, I do think in general that women can afford to get away with a lot. But I also see the context of where it's speaking from a certain type of context, and I think it's still speaking to the oppression, the double layer of oppression, being a black and being a woman. And I can't argue with that, you know. It's just stupid to argue with that. Let's be honest. You know, there's obvious, you know, evidence everywhere, and there's history to back that up, right? At the very minimum, you can agree with the black part. So you had the women part on top of it. So I see where it's coming from. But black women are not happy with this. Are you happy with what he said, Ice?
I understand.
You get it?
You know, yes, I get it. But if not, a lot of people will not get it. That's why. Even see him. Even regular post online in our Niger. With people's comments, you will know that they don't get it. A lot of them don't get it. They just comment with you know, that's how will I say, that bitterness in them, blah blah blah. They don't get it. And you know, first of all, in this American setting, when you now say black women, black men, you know, that black thing alone has already eaten their head. As in, they will say, why every time this, every time that,
right?
You know, but he's appreciating them. He's appreciating them.
So I 100% agree with what you just said. I wouldn't say it's better than he said it, and I think we should say more things like that. If you want better out of people, you have to focus on edification, edifying people.
Exactly.
Oh, so you just pandering? No, you're being stupid. You don't understand how the human brain works. The way the human brain works is that if you praise them, right, they tend to want to do whatever you're praising them more. Particularly when we talk about relationships, of course.
Yeah,
right?
more. They'll do more of it.
Yeah, do more. Now, if you decide you want to focus on what they're negative for, the power of this universe is magnificent. It will also multiply it for you if that's what you want to do, you know.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's one angle to look at it. Outside of the fact that we know that black women is a whole thing, that he's making a good point there, but also he's praising them, and he also told a story of how when he started this particular show, the seats were not filled like that because it's a new show, and it's black people that will fill the seats. Now, black women in particular, you know. And so it's personal for him. If it's personal for him, we don't have to force it to become a community thing, you know. That's personal to him. By the way, everything is personal, just in case you're wondering. But I wanted to go through some of this comments here. Okay, so this is the shout out to Shade Room. During this farewell speech, the Daily Show, Trevor Noah gave a special thanks to black women as he credits them for teaching him what he knows. Obviously, because he has a black mother. He mentioned that as well, right?
Yeah.
So we have Amara Lanegrin says, "Wow, she appreciates it, right?" This is my sister. I am Courtney Michelle. She says, "Marry one then." Interesting. Courtney, by the way, if you're watching this, I will reach out. I'm looking for the perfect topic for us to cover. I can't wait to have you on here to introduce it to my sisters here. Mighty, massive honor and respect to every black woman, right? Black women cannot afford to find out a word whether you like the messenger or not. So a lot of people don't like him because the thing is kind of leftish, you know. So a lot of people's idea of him are skewed by the political stuff too as well. Black women can't afford to F around and find out. Realest shit I've heard this week. Okay, so somebody is actually agreeing with him, right?
Oh.
All right, so somebody says, this is what I'm looking for. Stop pandering black women for opportunities and clout. And this looks like it's a woman who said this. It looks like it's a woman, right? A lot of women believe that there's too much pandering. See, I called it praise, right? But I also have a purpose behind praising. I'm not just asking people to just praise bad behavior. I'm saying when you see good behavior, put yourself in a position to appreciate good behavior. Put yourself in a position to appreciate good things and stop putting yourself in a position where all you see is just bad, which puts you in a
Yeah.
position to have
Exactly.
to talk about bad, like talking about Erica Mena. Like, no, I don't want to sit down and talk about Erica Mena all day long. That's not the kind of women I have around me, right? So I know for a fact that Erica Mena belongs on TV, on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion based on what I can see. I don't know her personally, but it's true, right? But for me to now put all black women as they act like Erica Mena, they just turn kiss randoms on TV. No, that's disingenuous and that's wrong. That's factually wrong in all ways. But some people mean this so badly that even when you say, so is your mother like that, they're willing to win this argument and tell you, yes, my mother was like that, just for the argument. Some people are like that. They have mothers with stories like that, but some people it's just for the argument. They just want to win. My point here is that the generalization thing is really, really destroying the community. It's destroying more than it's helping. We have to generalize sometimes as part of our conversation, right? We have to, right? But we got to start paying attention because it's destroying more than it's building. So I have to keep pointing that out. So he's over here, it's personal to him. He told a few stories. Many people did not finish hearing the full story. All they heard is his pandering to black women. He told some personal stories. Yes, this is his career. Why are you surprised? This is talking about his career. Yes, he's chasing clout because that's what they do for a living. Where's the surprise here, right?
But a lot of people, I'm reading the comments, a lot of people really appreciated him though.
Yes.
They understood him. In short, they were all clapping. They were like, oh man, they were praying for him to even,
I'll tell you,
praying for him.
Let me share a quick secret with you. You know why I'm seeing enough people saying he's pandering? Like somebody says, a child, the pandering is annoying, right? You know why I see enough of that? It's because of what I consume. You got to be careful what you consume, what content you consume, because you will see more of it.
Yeah.
Right? The people you follow probably would appreciate this commentary more, which also is a double-edged sword. It can be bad too, right? But because we want to see what's going on, pandering can be bad, but in this situation, I think he was telling a personal story. Yes, he's a multi-millionaire with a big show with millions of people watching him. Still, it's personal. There's nothing wrong with what he said, but like my sister Courtney Michelle said, where is the black wife? All right, so this is one of the things. Me personally, black women all the way, brown sugar all the way, as far as I'm concerned. Men that tend to be more attracted to women of other race, I do look at them sideways. Sideways because I see a pattern, right? Like I said, tend to. The key word is tend to. Not a one-off. Not you just happen to marry a white woman. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like literally everybody you've ever dated is somebody of other race. It's just what I'm attracted. It's just preference. Listen, clap for yourself. You're right about that, right? But one thing we also know, talking about numbers, is that people tend to be attracted or want their own like, right? So it doesn't mean you're wrong. It's not an indictment. It's just something that you might want to pay attention to. So I see why they may look at him, but I also, his Hollywood, there's a good chance he's going to end up with a white woman. An extremely good chance. Just because you tend to attract the people around you in your professional world, in the things you spend the most time around, right? So I'm not sure if we can necessarily accuse him and say, hey, because you didn't marry a black woman, that must mean this is not an authentic appreciation for black women.
That's why my take is that's why I say people don't understand. If you say he has never dated a black woman, which I'm not sure of, I don't know about his personal life.
Yes.
If he has never dated a black woman and he still made this statement, if I'm a white woman, I won't date him.
See, that's a good point. That's a good point.
So that means if you are a white woman and he's dating you, he's dating you probably because of any reason he's dating you for. But deep down, he appreciates black women.
Yeah.
So people don't know. That's why I tell people. Some people they don't know. Being friends are better than lovers. When you tell some people, they don't understand that word. They think because you are a lover, you have an upper hand. No, people can easily unlove you. but they cannot even, when they like you as a friend, they can keep you forever, whether you see you or not.
Yeah.
But as a lover, when you break up, it's as if most times it's like you are enemies.
Right.
You understand? So that's what I'm saying, that they don't even know that they are all bashing him. They don't remember him dating a black woman. Do you know some of them that they don't even know different? Some girls look like they are white, whereas they are black. They are mixed. They are mixed. They don't even know whether some of them that he's dating, they are mixed. They don't even know, and they don't even know whether some of them that he's dating, they are from another race, but they were born and bred there. They have the same white skin, so they'll just conclude that he doesn't date a colored person. Okay, but if you say he doesn't date a colored person,
that's a problem. That's a problem. The conclusion thing.
And he said this. If I'm a white, I won't date him. You don't appreciate me. What am I dating you for? So the black women, people should try and understand and just. Well, the good thing is that I'm reading out of every. Well, let's just say out of 30 comments I was able to read.
Right.
20 something appreciated him, so I'm cool.
You're good with that. So that's a fair point. So it goes to tell you, your own echo chamber, whatever you listen to the most, is not the reality of this world. It's going to take, by the way, extra effort for you to step outside of your echo chamber and see what the rest of the world is like. You're human like the rest of us, so you will be your bias is real, right?
Everybody has a bias.
Yeah, you would think like your echo chamber. It's it's a real thing, and if you are aware of that, you will slow down a little bit on judging. Like I said earlier, on judging anyone, even if, like I said, in my own opinion, which I keep to myself for the most part, if you tend to date, well, I still don't get to judge you, because again, the reality is that you're attracted to who you're attracted to. That's just simply the reality, right? But we might be able to pull something out there if we're doing a study or we're trying to learn something. I say, hey, there's something that irks you off of your own race, and it makes you that way. Maybe not. Just a tendency, just a possibility, right? This person, a man, probably somebody who follows somebody that I follow that some, because I'm learning, the manosphere, all these talking points. That's probably why Instagram is showing me more of their opinions. Instagram will show me more of the people it thinks I'm supposed to think like, and that puts you consuming the same content over. It makes you talk. It makes you at a very toxic level. You continue to consume the same type of content over and over, because all Instagram cares about is that you stay on their platform.
Yeah.
So if they show you varieties upon varieties, it doesn't help longevity, staying long on the platform. It doesn't help their screen time on their app, which is what makes their app rank high.
The content you like, you comment on.
Yeah.
They bring it more to you, and even on YouTube, content you search for, they keep flashing when you come on your YouTube. They keep flashing and come on.
Yeah.
So, like that. Yeah, you're right.
Like this person say, seem like pandering to me since you never see him linked to any black woman. Well, the mother is a black woman. That's number one. Number two, in terms of linked, in terms of dating, why is it that we got to think about dating all the time when it comes? Why does it have to be about dating? Right?
Do you think he was using those matters as an experiment for his own show and to get information and all those things? People don't even think deep.
They don't think deep. It's just the surface. What they see is what they see. What they consume, the most part, becomes what creates their opinion, and it's a vicious cycle. And that's pretty much how any of this platform makes profit. It's a default. It's not they force you to do it, but it's also what creates value, as far as how they see value, right? Which is screen time. This person says, you're absolutely correct. Most of the comments are appreciating him, by the way. The most disrespected person in America is a black woman. That's Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Right. How y'all complaining that he doesn't date black women when he's publicly showing admiration and respect instead of bashing black women?
What I just said.
By the way, there are men on the internet as we speak bashing black women, right?
Exactly. Plenty of them.
Some of them have black wives at home.
Yeah.
Is that a good? That's not a good thing.
Okay, you see where I was coming from. Okay.
That's not a good thing. I mean, help me out. Is that a good thing? Oh, after all, I'm married to a black woman. I'm just trying to hold them accountable. Nah, bro. There's a resentment coming out of somewhere there. And we need to unpack it all the way. If we're going to have the conversation in a very authentic way. The public, if you know anything about life and power, optics is everything. If he's coming out, at least coming out and appreciating black women, the optics of that for an average person is all that matters at the end of the day. All that deep woke meanings, all that extras, we need to more. For most people, at least, you're wasting energy when we could spend our energy, focus our energy on what is good, and let it expand.
Another thing I noticed, I don't know his personal life, but I don't think he has a child.
Yeah, I don't think so
he has a child.
Yeah.
Let me
if he did, he's the kind of guy that will mention it.
Yes. Well, let me tell you something about people. People differ. People don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like some people too. Some people like me too. I'm just I'm not married yet at my age. You will see my age on my one of the group. I'm not married. But there are things we look out for. There are things we search for. It might to some people it might be too much, but it's not even enough. You understand?
Yeah.
Like him. I feel I'm not saying 100%, but I just feel, because me, I don't think one way, I think different ways.
Right.
I will just leave it open. Whichever one is the right one that comes, I will know. Yes, I thought to that angle. I think part of the reason why he doesn't date black people is because he doesn't want a child outside wedlock. If he had been dating black,
there's more? Are you saying there's a tendency to have out of wedlock children when you date black girls?
Yes, I say with my full chest.
That's another angle entirely.
Yes, because if he was dating a black lady still, he would have had a child one way or the other outside, because most times there's this sentiment about when you're pregnant, no, leave it, let's keep it. It might not be ready, and to change one thing will lead to the other. They are humans, and they might not end up together. He might not be ready. I'm not sure he's married. He might not be ready, and the girl will now, So, but for those maybe for the white ones that he's dating, they come out straight to say, I don't want kids, I'm not getting married. Those ones can easily assimilate those things because they're already trained to know all those things that come on straight, tell me as you want it, and let's go for it. But our own black people, we like commitment. We like commit. Let's commit 100%.
You think so? Listen, I know people. Listen, the comment is gonna go wild if they find this video, man. I know people that will argue the opposite of what you're saying. They think it's mostly white women who are more inclined to wanting to create a family life. They think most black women are not interested in family life.
No, what is family life? That's getting married. But he's not wanting to get married yet. He's not getting married yet. See, this time he didn't get me. I think baby outside wedlock.
You did say outside wedlock, but even children. Right. Okay. Let's talk about. Let's make sure we don't use the A word. Right. You know when they buy a baby that's inside. Right. Like they said, black women have the tendency to buy premature babies more than white girls. White girls tend to keep them even if it happens outside of wedlock. You're saying the opposite.
Me, to my own understanding,
yeah.
The W people have that clear understanding right from childhood that either you want this or you don't want this. And him going for those people, he will go for those ones that don't even want it. But he will not come and tell me and you now that I'm dating that girl and the girl doesn't want kids, the girl doesn't want to get married. No, but when they were asking each other out, they've already discussed that and they've agreed. Because it's strange, somebody like him, no child, no marriage yet. It's not as if he's a two or die thing, but I'm just saying, you understand? And now people are still appreciating black women, and people are blaming him for appreciating black women and not dating one. They should think far. Me, I'm just saying that part of the reason might be because he didn't want to have kids, or he was not ready for marriage and he didn't want to have kids. You'll be surprised, he's going to marry a black woman. And let me tell you one thing.
I think many black women will be happy if he marries a black woman. And by the way, many black women will be angry. That's a trigger word. Will be upset. Okay, if he ends up marrying somebody of another race, even if they're Armenian, like Kim Kardashian?
Is it by race? Let's always try to move away from those. But now, because of the comments, that's why we're discussing this, whether
Right.
color or not, you know. But me, I'm saying, when I didn't know I didn't know it's personal. I didn't know he doesn't date black women. But for the fact that they said it now, or just from that 20 minutes now, that's when I started processing all those things. I was processing it. I was like, probably, if he doesn't have a child yet, he didn't want to have a child. I swear to you, if he was dating a black girl since, he would have had a child.
Yeah. Look at this comment. Yet he is not dating black women. All this appreciation and thanks, but no application. Shake my goddamn head.
You see, and let me tell you, all these white men are saying, we see the ones that would say they are dying for our men, they are dying for our men. Some of them, they might like our men too, but they don't want to have kids, they don't want to get married too. And if he's dating those type, we don't know now.
Well, they're talking about what he's showing in public instead of running his mouth. This just, I mean, we can see the comments here. Somebody's agreeing with you here. They said that shit does not matter, love. This is D1. If you don't accept it, that's fine. If anything, he talking about his mom and aunts, etc. First, like sheesh, we rarely get raised. And when we do, here comes an ungrateful, ignorant black woman with some bull crap to say. Jesus Christ, easy on each other, Sha. Black women, just take it easy on each other. How about that part? Right?
And you'll be surprised that all these kind of comment people, all these kind of negative comments, these are part of the reason why he doesn't even date them too.
Yeah, because it's dramatic. So that's a good point, because are you paying attention to the behavior you're propagating yourself as a person?
Exactly.
Right? When you're busy calling other people out.
Let me tell you something. Just like you now, like me and you, we are Nigerians. We know Nigerians more.
Yeah, fact.
You understand? We know Nigerians.
I don't claim to know anything else. So hey.
So him, he knows those ladies. So if he's not dating them, he has a reason.
He has his reasons. That's ultimately, yeah. That's just the honest truth.
For not dating them. And also, you know another thing people don't realize. I've always said it in an Auntie B's show. A lot of things are trauma response.
Yes.
A lot of things are trauma response. You see some things
but they tell you, please don't blame everything on trauma. It's the same set of people that also have the same talking points to corner themselves all the time. They say, please don't blame everything on trauma. Bad behavior is just bad behavior. Okay, exactly.
A lot are trauma response.
I think like most things personally.
He has thought of it that, okay, imagine him appreciating. Did you see him mention father? No. He mentioned mother, auntie. Mother and auntie, he did not mention father. Okay, so you want him now. You know, most of them, that's why a lot of them, that's what they were afraid of. They don't want to have kids like they had, the way their parents had them. They were some
people's interpretation of that is that, there you go. It's basically the product of single mothers that continue to destroy our community.
Oh, you see them.
I tell you, there's no end to this conversation. Let's just leave them.
We've tried our best, but me, I understand 100%.
Listen, I want to appreciate you, especially my person. You know, Auntie B is still jealous of us. So I want to appreciate you. Anytime somebody comes up and decides to co-host with me, it elevates the conversation. There's no one person that knows everything. There's no one moment of knowing everything. We'll continue to learn more until we bite. So I appreciate you for coming up, for having a conversation with me. Please don't be a stranger.
I appreciate you too. Say that to your wife.
All right, no problem. Talk soon.
All right. Bye. Good night.
Bye. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We literally, thanks to Ice, we did how many hours over? Almost 2 hours overtime. We're supposed to end at 7. It's going to be about 9 p.m. But I think it was worth it. You know, the conversation was worth every second of it. Do me a favor now. Before you leave, right? This is what I need you to do. I want you to hit that like button if it's still like showing as white in the middle of it. Make sure it turns hard blue, right? Then the other thing I want to share with you, please make sure you join the community on WhatsApp. Simply go to www.lolaanola.com/WhatsApp, okay? And you might want to type it directly. If you clicked on it from inside of the comment, maybe that's why it wasn't loading properly. But just type it directly into a browser on your website to take you. If that's giving you issues, I did notice that some people already tried to comment. I will hide you. You can simply go, just text this US number +1 732 305 857. Not direct text, okay? Direct text, you will get no response. But WhatsApp text, okay, and say please add me to the MOP group, and then we'll take it from there. All right, now with that being said, tomorrow is Saturday. You know, I might just pop up. If I do pop up, it will be around 2 p.m. okay, be around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If not, we'll be back live here on Tuesday 5 p.m. Between now and then, I've got tons of videos that I'm going to be dropping. Make sure you watch all of them. Shorts videos. Make sure you're engaging every single one of those videos because it will help us grow. We do want to grow the platform. Our target is 100,000 subscribers. Okay, but hopefully we've also delivered another classic today. Okay, hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. She says human beings are so complicated you can never satisfy them. You know, because Sogmo Tolida, well, ask somebody where that song came from. Sogmo Tolida, because see what Tolewu, because Sono Tolega, Tolefita Lorun. Ancient song by the great Ebenezer Obey. Go and Google it. You will not be disappointed, okay? Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.